try to get that feeling. God, as soon as the draft is over, because the guy's going to be in camp, actually working out the voluntary workout program anyway. 19th? Yeah, one more week in football. As soon as it's exciting just knowing that they're actually getting ready to start. So we're going to talk about it tonight. The draft is coming up, though. That's the big main event on April 28th. And fam, it's going to be, as usual, each and every year we always say, man, it would be nice if we could just get the BPA instead of player we need, right? But, that's never, I guess it's unrealistic. I'm trying to remember the last time we picked up the BPA. We always go for something we probably could use, or we definitely need, or we got to address, and this year's pretty much no different. So best players available versus needs, because NFL 22 draft is approaching April 28th. The Niners will be looking to maintain a potent lineup with future stars that they think are going to be future stars anyway. This year is going to differ from every season since the Lynch and Shanahan regime took charge of the organization. With no first-round pick, everybody outside of the Santa Clara facility has no idea what the Niners are going to do with their first pick at number 61. It's just all speculation, Tonight, taking your phone calls for further speculations on not only the position you would like to see addressed at pick number 61, but who you want to see in a brand new, shiny, red and gold rookie Niners uniform, be it a need or the BPA. Last year, just for example, at number 3, was that the best player available or was that a need? It's both, huh? It may have been the best player available. Although, I'm not nothing against Travis. I still wanted Kyle Pitts. But, I can't have everything. And Pitts is over in Atlanta doing a good job. It's okay. We'll see. We could work out being the best. Anyway, for the 49ers, round 1, we got none. Round 2, number 61 overall. Round 3, number 93 overall. Round 3 again, number 105 overall, compensatory. And round 4, number 134 overall. Round 5, number 172. Round 6, number 187 overall from the Broncos. Round 6, number 221 overall, and that's a compensatory pick. So, and round 6, number 222. Overall, that's another compensatory pick. 49ers have done a job on the compensatories, haven't they? Round 7, number 263 overall, compensatory pick. So, and like Tony was actually doing, you got so many compensatory picks, you can now go ahead and let those roll because all the draft boards are going to fill out next year along with your compensatories, right? So you can spend them. See, because like round 7, although you're not going to get anything back for round 7, but, you don't really need it. You give round 6 and 7 maybe. Although we've had good luck. What's our best luck coming from the 4th, 5th, and 6th round, right? Maybe you want to keep those 4th, 5th, and 6th round picks. The Niners appear to have went into their offseason looking to address their holes, pursuing a cornerback and multiple special teamers to round out their roster heading into the draft, as you saw in free agency. Still, following their additions, there are still numerous areas for improvement on this roster, making this draft one of high importance for the Niners as they aim to contend once again in 2022 following an NFC Championship appearance in 2021. So it's not like we could just sort of lay back and have a year where we're just going to slow down and start to regroup and retool and do all that stuff. No. The Niners got to get right back in there. And it's going to be even a bigger challenge this year due to the schedule that is not going to be nothing nice. So currently the Niners may still have a hole at the safety position, as you heard Tony just went after, opposite Jimmy Ward, as Tavares Moore, George Odom, and NFL sophomore Talanoa Hufanga haven't proven enough at the NFL level to be considered starting caliber players in a 49ers secondary. Now, when I say that, I mean this secondary plays at a high level. Kwaski T played at a very high level. J-Dub has been playing at a high level for a while. Although I've got a lot of faith in Tavares Moore and Talanoa Hufanga to continue to develop. Tavares losing a year was not good, but we're going to see what he looks like coming off that injury. Have you wondered, though, they've said not a word about Tavares. Is he okay or what? That's what I'm wondering about the most. Additionally, the Niners have concerns surrounding the O-line, with Alex Mack's future still somewhat uncertain, and the right guard spot being the weakest on the offensive line last season. Not to mention right tackle Michael Lynch is coming off a torn quadricep injury, which can significantly hinder a player's career, which is raising questions at all three spots on the offensive line. I think pretty much anybody involved with the 49ers knows anything about the team. We're all concerned about DB situation, the offensive line, more than anything else. The defensive line has got all kind of talent floating all around. You can improve upon it, but it's not a weak spot on the 49ers team. In fact, it's probably the strongest unit on the field or in the locker room. However, the Niners are in a spot where their areas of improvement aren't significantly glaring to the point to where they're required to draft any position with their first pick in the draft and can rather go best player available for the first time, maybe, where they tend to select players well, which we've seen by their late-round success. And by that, it can be construed as being, 61. You don't have to go after a DB. You don't have to go after an offensive lineman. If there's a rip-roaring, out-of-this-world defensive back or offensive lineman, you get him. But if there's also a linebacker or an edge rusher for some bizarre reason falls and you know damn well he's outstanding, you go ahead and grab him. The Niners' first pick this year, which will have to wait until number 61, should be extremely interesting, though, anyway. Predictions for that number 61 selection have been all over the place. Most mocks, though, have the team going with a defensive prospect. ESPN's Jordan Reed, I noticed him, looked at the 8 teams without first-round picks and named the best fit for each. He has the 49ers selecting cornerback Roger McCreary out of Auburn. You agree with that? I watched the statement as soon as I read this. He can get up. Huh? You're going all over the place as you're watching. He can play. I don't know if 49ers are looking at that, but, Reed wrote this about Mrs. McCreary's baby boy. Here's an intriguing corner who could help a team with a few different needs. McCreary has a versatility to play in a slot or on the perimeter, and he could be a nice day two addition to a defense and also added Javarius Ward in free agency, unquote. McCreary registered 49 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, a sack, 14 passes defense, 2 INTs, and a touchdown through 12 game appearances as a senior in 2021. Per Sports Reference, those are outstanding credentials. He recorded 135 tackles, 10 tackles for a loss, a sack, 30 passes defense, 6 INTs. The list goes on, a touchdown and a forced fumble through his 4 collegiate seasons. The boy has been busy. Our own ESPN writer, Nick Wagner, though, feels the team has other priorities, pointing to 2 different areas of need that should be addressed first. Wagner wrote, quote, their top needs remain on the interior of the offensive line. I think if you went around and polled everybody, I think Wagner would win this over Reed's argument. You can't do anything unless you're powerful in the trenches. You really can't, As I said, because if that's why I say get a speed guy. So the quarterback, because there's not a lot of times, oftentimes, for that quarterback to wait for that deep route to finish right now. So you get rid of that ball as fast as you can. Now, be it the reason why those receivers sometimes guys are open downfield, is because the defensive back knew, let him go ahead and try to reach that receiver. His ass will be dumped into the dirt immediately. So. But if you got another receiver that can get downfield within a heartbeat, now Trey Lance can roll out, set up. By the time all that takes place, he can just let that thing fly. That receiver can run right under it. Same could have been said for Jimmy. But the thing is, now's the time to not let this happen again. Get a receiver, Kyle. Get one that can get deep, please. But on the defensive line, you got to get a guard capable of playing center. That would be the ideal fit. But on a defensive line where another edge rusher to complement Nick Bosa is needed, unquote from Nick. Wagner's concerned with the departure of guard Laken Tomlinson, which we all will be, unfortunately, unless we see something shocking from Aaron Banks. And when I say shocking, I just want to see if he can do it at least as well as Laken Tomlinson that had rounded off into a very solid left guard. And defensive tackle DJ Jones is contributing factors for those needs. I know, right? We figured Javon could do it. Come on, Javon! DJ's gone, man. We got to have you coming and fill in for DJ in the same way we're used to what DJ was bringing to the table. You got to bring some more to the table. Big yourself. I mean, you're big and huge as you are. Wagner's thinking like a huge percentage of us with the belief that only after addressing those two areas can San Francisco shift focus elsewhere, including the secondary. Wagner continued by saying, quote, from there, San Francisco should have the freedom to go on any direction it wants for prospects available. Though more help in the secondary, a pass catcher, or even another offensive lineman would be welcome, unquote. And so I pretty much think everybody that's paying attention to 49ers is probably on the same page. But I'm sticking with the trenches, fam, offensive line. I really, it goes against what Big Show and I and some others have been talking about as far as we want that speed merchant. But still, nothing's going to happen unless you get that offensive line fixed so it at least allows for at least 3 seconds, which would be nice. More D linemen, because, you know, we are going to lose Dewey Ford. That thing going on by committee opposite Nick Bosa, that's fine. It'll probably be okay. I think the offensive line takes priority over the defensive threats you want on the edge because we do have a decent committee coming off the side. It would have been nice to keep Arden Key, but Arden Key did most of his work from the inside anyway. So if you got Ibukum, who's starting to look better than he did last at the beginning of the season, he started to round up into a pretty solid thing. You got Jordan Willis, who's Willis is a miracle maker. Don't we have a third person? We've got Kerry Hyder. What did I say? So there's 3 guys over there that are pretty capable. I mean, they're not in Nick's area, but you don't need. You're going to be lucky to get 2 Nicks, and if you have 2 Nicks, it's going to drain your cap. So that number 61 pick is high enough in the draft to be a stud, especially if we're talking about an O-lineman. And of course, I want one of them speedy receivers. So, you know, fam, your thoughts on that is what I'm looking for tonight. It being Sunday night. Only a couple more Sundays before we go into draft night, and we say things like, "Oh, well, we don't get anything the first night. Well, the Friday night, oh." Mr. Block Guy says, "TBH, I want far as a draft, get my O-line together, maybe a wide receiver." Get my defense on to build a dominant one. Once the chemistry goes well for my offense, there's no way that we can be beat. One love, Ronbo. Thanks, Mr. Block, guys, for that contribution. I agree. I think you'll get there's to be very few arguments about that. That's what everybody's worried about. Hey, yo, T-Flow and Allie. Go on in, T.
How's it going, man?
T-Flow, man, as close as we get to the draft, man. T-Flow, it's sort of like ruins things. It's like we're going to a party where they're going to let, how you go into a club and it's all packed and they start letting in people 1, 2, or 3 at a time. The party's been going on for like a couple hours, but you got to sit outside like we're going to be doing on night 1 of the draft, watching everybody take players that we wanted to take, right? And I can already see that happen. It says, oh, Jesus, look at it. Oh, man. I thought he's supposed to fall into the second round. We're going to go through that on opening night. So, is it going to be BPA for you in the second round? Are you shooting for somebody in particular? How you going to do? You go for the need? What are you thinking?
You go for best player available. That's what you go for. Whoever's on your board, that's the best player available. Either it's going to be an end, a safety, offensive lineman, or something. Like, you just got to go best player available. If they choose any of them, I wouldn't get mad.
Okay, but T-Flow, you just mentioned some positions. What if a hellified wide receiver, running back, or safety, or something like that comes down to number 61?
Well, if it comes down to 61, is like, look, if we get a wide receiver, we better trade Debo because, like. There was a stat that I put, but I left it at the house. Mm-hmm. Right, Brandon Ayuk right now for the 2 years he has a better wide receiving than Deebo Samuels. So let's say theoretically, hypothetically, Brandon Ayuk goes for like almost 2,000 yards with 11 touchdowns. Mm-hmm. So does that deserve a big contract for Brandon Ayuk?
T-Flow,
should he hold out?
No, but Ayuk did not have a better resume than Debo last year. Is that what you said?
No, first 2 years. First 2 years in the league, what should we call it? Brandon Ayuk has more yards than him. first 2 years in the league, Brandon Ayuk has more touchdowns than him wide receiving. Right?
Okay.
Running. Debo has 3 touchdowns rushing. Brandon Ayuk had 2 touchdowns rushing. Right? So far, as of right now, Brandon Ayuk's averaging 5 touchdowns per game. As of right now.
But you got to look at more than you got to look at more than that, though. Which one had the biggest impact on the offense?
But was it because we had a quarterback named Jimmy Garoppolo who couldn't throw outside, where basically we had to use
Tiflo, you no matter who you blame it on or whatever it is, you got to go by the highest impact player. By the way, you also got to keep in mind every quarterback in the league has his favorite target. I don't know why people continue to dwell on that. Listen, Amari, you look at Rodgers. Who did he throw the ball to 90% of the time when he probably shouldn't have? You know, this is every quarterback in the league does that. Jimmy's he doesn't stand out in that area. You know. So you're going to get the high-impact wide receiver that once you get that kind of situation going on, the quarterback's going to go to him all the time. That's going to happen next year. If Debo's the guy that Trey loves, everybody else becomes wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3, and so on. That's just the way it goes.
Yeah, exactly. But thing is, Debo had one great season. That was last year.
Well,
that was a superb season. So, all right, so I'm telling you, Ronbo, let's say right now, all right, him and Ayuk are going together. We all know Debo drops passes. Ayuk has nice hands. He has a big long range with his long arms. So you know what he can do better contested than Debo. All right, so let's say hypothetically,
dropped a few passes last year. He's not so much better than that.
Yeah, but that was in the beginning though. So, but I'm pretty sure Debo's dropped more than Ayuk. But let's just go hypothetically.
More targets.
All right. Let's say he gets close to 2,000 yards, 11 touchdowns, or like 13 touchdowns. So basically, is it okay for Brandon Ayuk to hold a temper tantrum as well? Try to get big numbers?
Well, I think he kind of did. I think him and Shanahan are falling out about that. But anyway, Tifo, we're getting off subject on that though. So I just picked wide receiver randomly. I wasn't really thinking about it, but I'm just saying BPA.
Yeah, I want to go wide receiver because if anything, we got one ball. We got already supposedly we have the best tight end. Supposedly we have the best tight end in football. So
there's another thing. That's why you got to be BPA.
He should excel. Yeah, so he should excel with Trey Lance if Trey Lance is the quarterback. But if anyways, George Kittle should be he should excel no matter what because he's our number 1 tight end. We're paying him wide receiver money for him to be blocking. No, we're paying him wide receiver to catch, score some touchdowns. We have him. We got the best fullback, offensive weapon, Kyle Juszczyk. All right, we got Deebo Samuel. Right, if he's on the team this year, like he's supposed to be one of the best. The elite, at least top 2 wide receivers in this league with all these great wide receivers out here.
Right.
We got Brandon Ayuk, who's pretty good. So we don't need another wide receiver.
That's what I said. When you said BPA, I was just talking about that. You're still saying the best player available within a certain position. Then.
Yeah, for the Niners, basically who they rank more. Like do they rank a guard more, like a guard / center more? Do they want an edge rusher because we need something to help out Nick Bosa because we saw how effective it was when we had D Ford. Like them two together and plus the middle, like it was that defensive line was unstoppable. So if they hold regards of a edge rusher, if they hold a safety where basically that can fly around, that has sideline to sideline speed with hands, hey, I'm fine with it. It doesn't matter, but it has to be the best player available and not just be like, damn, all right, they better hold this guy like how they did with Aaron Banks, where they moved up to get him. Where they picked the guard in the second round, where basically everybody said he was like a 3rd, 4th rounder. Like I want them to hit where everybody knows, all right, at a 61. Right, he's valued at 61. Like he's literally a second round, first round pick. not no fourth rounder like they did with Aaron Banks.
But we don't know enough about Aaron Banks to make that call yet, do we? I mean, we haven't seen him play. Yeah, because the 49ers, they did a lot of observations on Aaron Banks before they drafted him. I don't know that he'd be a fourth rounder is what you heard?
That's what they were saying. They're saying that he pushed, especially for Kyle Shanahan's scheme, where basically he's more he doesn't fit the zone scheme because he's not quick enough on his feet to move around. But he's good for. But he is good for pass blocking and all that. But at size.
Tiefel, we're gonna have to wait on that. Let's see what he looks like before we pass that grade. Tiefel, anyway, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna see you on. Actually, I won't be back from Monday Night Raw. See you on Tuesday night SmackDown. All right.
Roger that.
All right, fam. Have a good night. He goes, Tiefel.
Have a good night.
All right. All right, I thought you was out. Okay, Ali is home. Hey, all right, Ali. All right, 3, 2, 1. Y'all have a good night. All right.
All right, good night, Ronbo.
Night. Hey, yo, Eric.
Yo, what's up, Ronbo?
Eric, man, we're looking at the draft. This is that scary time of the year. Can we get something? Eric, actually, as 49er fans, we can be grateful the 49ers come out with something every year. Look at last year. We're still waiting on Trey, but he looks like he's going to be solid. You got Ambry Thomas. Aaron Banks, we need to wait. The jury needs to wait. Don't say anything yet. You got a running back. If we can just get him a little more stronger, I'm looking at about 5 or 6 guys. Who did I leave out besides Elijah Mitchell? Trey Sermon, we're still waiting for Trey. Who else did we pick up? Diamador?
We were still waiting.
Diamador came in looking hard.
Hufanga.
Talanoa wasn't as bad for a rookie. Defensive backfield is tough, especially for first-year players. And I don't think he did that bad. In fact, there was a lot of times he did some great play. Picking up that ball against the Packers made me feel pretty good about him anyway. Anyway, the 49ers, we can trust that they know what they're doing. I mean, do you?
Yeah. But these past couple of days I've been, concerned about, the whole Debo thing. So, I've been thinking about ways,
I'm trying not to think about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been thinking of ways that the Niners did trade him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the past couple of days I've been thinking about ways that the Niners, if they did trade him, what they could do. I mean, sort of playing GM, but I mean, I'm trying to see because,
why punish yourself? Don't beat yourself up like that. I mean, I wouldn't even entertain that type of thing because I don't feel like feeling uncomfortable. Debo he makes a lot of difference on this offense. Now, people are trying to make themselves feel better by saying Ayuk will take over the role. No, he won't. They're two different kind of players. And contrary to what people believe, Kyle's still going to want to go short and get that ball into Debo's hands. So, we change things up. I don't know if it'd be for – I mean, as soon as we do a complete identity change, are we going to be okay? Eric, that's what you got to think about too. But go ahead.
Yeah, but, I thought of a way. I think if the Niners were to trade Debo, I think they should trade him to the Jets.
Oh.
You could easily get the 10th pick, and you could get a second-round pick and pick later in the draft. I believe that's what they who was it that traded for Tyreek Hill? The Dolphins.
Yeah.
I think that's what they got for Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, you get a team that screwed up last year. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I'd still hate it, but now you got high picks. You're right. First and second round.
Yeah, if you get that 10th pick, I think for me, I would trade back. I would stay in the first round, but I would get another second-round pick. So I think right there, I think that's a good thing. If you stay back into the first round, you could pick Christian Watson, and you would have 3 second-round picks. Right there, I would easily pick an offensive lineman, a safety, and I'd pick either edge rusher or corner. And I just addressed 4 positions of need within the first 2 rounds, just because I traded Debo. Obviously, this is for the worst case scenario, but I think, if the Niners could do something like that, then they would have a lot of talent. I think I've said it before. The Niners need to bring in a lot of talent, and if they bring in 4 positions of need within the first 2 rounds, I think that's a really good draft. Obviously, the Niners do have to hit on them.
They're talking about it. Just from what you said, I could feel it. They probably are talking about it. All right, listen, if we can't afford Debo, I'm going to get Robert on the phone, and we're going to see what we can work out. You know what? If he does a DeForest Buckner and makes himself unaffordable, Yeah, the Jets will take Debo. Oh, they'll take Debo so quick.
Oh yeah, and obviously this is worst case scenario. I don't want to trade Debo. I think Debo is too important to this team, especially to Lance's development. But I think if he does price himself out to the point where you can't afford that, I think bringing in a guy like Christian Watson, who already Trey Lance has chemistry with, he already knows who he is. I know what Kyle Shanahan could do with 6'4", 210, run the 4.3. I know what Kyle Shanahan could do with that. So I'm not going to be too concerned because what the hell is Debo going to do on the Jets? I know he's a very good player, but how are they going to use him? I don't know if the Jets have a good offensive line. Zach Wilson is still, I would say, an unknown. Who is the other Jets receiver?
But you know what? It doesn't matter. The Jets are, how many first-round picks they got?
I believe they have 2.
You pick up Debo
Both
with
in the top
one,
10.
and you pick up another one in the draft, and this draft's loaded with potential stars at wide receiver. He'd be a rookie, but still.
Yeah, I mean the Jets can load up, but like I said, I don't know if the Jets have an offensive line. Now I believe they would take an offensive lineman with the 4th.
You're
pick.
right. They badly need an offensive line. Yeah, yeah. You're right. They could trade back up in the first or get one immediately in the second round. Because how many second round picks? The Jets are loaded with picks. So.
Yeah, they are. They can easily get themselves into contention. Obviously, that division I would say is a little bit tougher than some other ones because they have the Jets. The Bills and the Patriots. So
I know it's rough. It's rough, especially now the Bills seem to be like they're back, and the Patriots seem to be back, and the Bills are less dominant. So
yeah. All right, Ronbo. I'll catch you later.
All right, Eric. Short and sweet. All right, we'll talk to you later. All right.
All right, Ronbo.
Night, Jim. Hey yo, fly guy.
Ronbo.
Fly guy, come on in, man. We're going over. It's draft time. We're working all around it, and we're going to get something in 61, or we're going to trade up. Fly guy, do you, in any scenario, see the 49ers finding their way into the first round, other than Debo?
Yeah.
Or will it be Debo?
Yeah.
Everybody's got Debo leaving. We got a first round pick. Whew, man, this year and next year.
We trade Debo to the Jet for the first round, and then we draft a receiver. Listen, the reason I'm saying that is because there's no way you're gonna pay Debo $30 million for a guy that missed 17 games and 3
if he
seasons.
insists. Yeah, that's true.
And we have Brandon Ayuk that haven't missed now 1 game. Think about it. Not every player is fit the same. Debo is a player that
he hasn't missed a
we
game.
can pay him.
No, he has. I think he has. He's had a hamstring pull last year.
Talking about Ayuk?
Yeah. I remember he had a hammy. I don't know if he missed it. I could have swore he missed a game, though.
I don't recall Ayuk missing 0. I mean, I can be wrong, but I don't recall it. But
yeah, I could be wrong. I could have swore he had a hammy issue for a little bit, though.
You must have about Debo. Every time Debo touch the ball, nobody touch him, he just go down. He limping. You can't
okay.
like that.
But he went down that one time because he thought he felt something, and it might have been a good idea that he just stopped, and he was back the next week.
Debo can be another D4. Debo can be another D4.
No, he's not as bad as D4. Come on, fly guy. He's not as bad as D4.
No. Listen. You give him the bag, and then every time he touches the ball, he catches a hamstring. He cannot play. We can't go that route, Ronbo. If Debo is accepting $20 million to prove that I can go a long way. Of course, we'll give you 20 because you're a good player. Okay, let's see. We'll give you 20 for 3 years. Let's see what you can do within the 3 years. Show us that you can be healthy. You one of the receivers like that's healthy on the field. Of course, and the next year we give you a bigger bag.
Oh.
But you haven't 1 year. It don't make you. You're a good player.
Okay, Fly guy, I think you know what that argument's not going to work with the agent. The one good year was spectacular, and also he was very instrumental in 2019. You need to look at who that player is, what he brings to the table. You can look at history on any football player. They're not always going to be able to make 17 weeks of football. If you go by that, most players aren't going to get a contract. So you got to get over that. They're not going to look at that.
Debo is like a Jimmy G. Same thing. I don't see no difference. He's just like Jimmy G. Like
We got a
if
lot
he's
of guys,
lucky enough to make it.
but Mostert left. He was bad news as far as getting hurt. George Kittle gets hurt every year.
But
This is the way it goes, especially with the 49ers. Our people get hurt.
That's what I was saying before. Mostert, he get hurt, but Mostert's only $2 million, $2-3 million. That's what I was saying. John Letts don't know what he's doing. Like the players that okay, let's say when we let Kendrick Bourne go, he was only making like under $1 million or $2 million. We're gonna get Kendrick Bourne a long contract for like.
Didn't miss one game, I don't think. Kendrick, there's something about Kendrick Bourne and DeForest Buckner. Boy, them dudes, man. And Kendrick took some vicious hits many times. Got up with that Kendrick smile, went back to the sideline, came back to the line of scrimmage, kept on playing like nothing ever happened. There was somebody said, I want to get Polynesian blood transfusions in all my players. You know what I mean? You guys are tough.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. If I'm the GM of the team, like, let's say whoever making like under 5, I'm gonna give you a long contract. Like I don't have to wait till you. If I think you're a good player, you're gonna be good. I'm gonna give you a 5-year contract at $4 million. So that means I'm locking you in for at least 5 years. And we cannot sign Debo right now because Debo want 30. He want Jerry Rice was not even making 30 after 3 years, Ronbo. He was making 30. Can you recall that?
Jerry Rice was in the wrong generation. A lot of guys back in the day, they'd make huge money now. But that was a high salary at that time, right? So, what they're getting paid now is going to look like tiny money in another 10, 15 years. The NFL, it's nuts. It's never going to end. It's going up and up. So,
Trade Debo, first round, get a receiver, or the best receiver available, get him in second round, get a QB, and let's push it. That's it. It's like we don't want no player going down for $30 million.
Now you're sending your team in a full transition. Do you really want that? I don't. You know what? You're switching quarterback. You're switching the most dynamic wide receiver you got. And I know Ayuk's good, but he's not Debo. And so now you got a situation. Go ahead.
The reason I'm saying that is because $30 million is too much for a player that might be hurt, Ronbo. Think about it. We're doing the same D4 again.
Yeah.
We'll be tied down to $30 million and deep.
But they can never use that as an argument at the bargaining table as far as, well, I can't pay you. You always get hurt. They'll never be able to use that. Will not fly because other teams will. But like you're saying, they could trade him to that other team that will, though. So then there is that.
Yeah,
you got to make that choice. So
I'll get Ayuk at least $20 million because he always on the field. So
that's not a promise or a guarantee, Fly Guy. He could get hurt. It's like anybody else.
No, it's been 2 years. Ayuk know how to maneuver around those players. It's been 2 years. He's been on the field.
Okay. All right. Hopefully, keep our fingers crossed that does continue to be the case. Flag, I tell you what, hey, I'll be back for Tuesday night SmackDown, okay? All right, fam. Have a great night. Let's go to Dre SF. Dre, come on in, man.
What up, Ronbo?
Dre, I talked about the draft and this and that, and first thing people go do tonight is go after Dre. I mean, not Dre. Go after Debo, get rid of him, and go get you a couple of first-round picks. Dre, have we lost our mind? People don't realize.
Nope.
Huh? You agree with that?
Nope.
You like trading You like trading Debo?
Yep. I don't have no problem with it. We trade him for 2 first-round picks.
Well, see, that's another story.
One next year. One this year. I don't know about that one and all that this year and get some other picks later. I don't know about all that. But what I do know.
What is this no love for Debo tonight? I'm crying here. Okay, but go ahead.
Me personally, Ronbo. I not above any player on the team unless I got a ring. And that's my motto. Like, no player but a team unless we got a ring, and he helped us get it. And then we do. Where's the rings at? Where's the parade?
It sometimes takes a couple of it takes a couple of shots, you know.
And to answer your question about Brandon Ayuk, he ain't missed a game since 2019, maybe 2020.
He was in COVID protocol last year, in 2020.
He missed a game.
Yeah.
And I just looked it up and said he didn't miss a game. I had to look it up myself. I said, wait a minute, damn it. You know?
Yeah,
I had to see.
Yeah, he just got kicked out for
COVID
in that sweep where we lost 3 or 4 people. I remember that week. But yeah, he's not physically. He's not been taken out of the game yet, for sure.
Well, I'd rather pay him.
Okay.
Because he's more healthy. He's more durable.
All right.
You know, we could trade Debo, get 2 first rounds, you know, and trade back out that first round down, which I say trade with the last person in the first, and I go grab Christian Watson. I mean, somebody might say we drafted him too early, but I don't want to take no chances, me personally, because we is getting rid of a good guy. Debo is a great player, you know what I'm saying? After seeing what he did last year, I heard it took him a minute to learn the playbook as well. So if that's what it takes for you to learn the playbook and understand it and grasp it and all that and take off and be elite, so shall it be. But I mean, I'll trade him, man. But I mean, we ain't got no ring from nobody, man. But we need players, man. We don't need just a player. We need players. We need offensive linemen, safety, corner. We need defensive end. We need some wide
and you believe you can go ahead and find that in the draft? Dre, my only problem is if I got a player that's proven.
I mean, unless you know somebody.
Well, I'm just saying, if I got a player that's proven, everybody can't win the Super Bowl every year. Only one team's going to win. I want to have the capability of getting there. Now, if you take too many players away that have established themselves as being dogs, and you go back in the draft and you get a Dante Pettis or a Solomon Thomas.
Well, not actually. Debo,
you got to be careful
really
with that.
have it established. Debo and them drops, because when I look at him drop the ball, it's more so that he dropped the ball. It's like some of them be just innocent drops, you know, just like normal. But some of them, he'd be looking at the defender that's coming at him, and then he just dropped the ball, and then that's about it.
I need somebody come up with a chart. What was his drop percentage? Debo wasn't famous for drops, as I remember. Where is this coming from?
Debo had some drops last year.
Yeah, every wide receiver in the league had some drops last year, but was it something extraordinary? I don't know that. Anyway, is that a point people trying to make that Debo drops the ball too much? I don't remember Debo dropping the ball all that often. I've seen him drop 2 or 3, but you get past 5? I don't think so. Yeah, you might be looking for a long time on that.
No, so he had 100. It said he had 114 targets and 77 receptions. That's a lot of drops.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean there might have been some. No, he didn't drop the ball every time. It might have been the ball missed him, or didn't hit him, or it was out over his head or something.
Yeah,
not necessarily
right about
him dropping the ball.
But I mean, well, that's the same. We had that same because I mean, after this year, we pay him. You feel me? Brandon Ayuk gonna be looking for his payday too. We can have like $40,000 tied up in wide receivers, maybe 50.
Yeah,
we need more. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look at New England. That's the best way to do it, Ronbo. We can't fall in love with these players. Yeah, they great players, but you know, Debo is one great knee injury away or hamstring away, foot injury away from not being there.
He's won some games for us, him alone almost, you know. So that's why I say you got to be careful what you get rid of. You throw the wrong thing in the trash. If you go, what did you throw in the? You better go back out there and get that stuff out of the trash.
But remember this.
In
2020, Brandon Ayuk was a dog though. He wasn't no trash because Debo wasn't on the field when he was hurt. I mean. Brandon Ayuk was beastly.
I don't take anything from Ayuk. He's a great receiver. I'd like to have 2. You always need 2.
Yeah, that's true indeed. But I mean, if one want to be a diva, Ronbo, I mean, so shall it be. And we can go pick up Christian Watson.
We're making a villain out of it. But let's not make a villain out of Debo. He's got to try to get what he can get. That's why.
But what I heard, he only wanted 25.
Yeah,
I think he worked 25 to be honest. He said he wanted 25. And oh yeah, by the way, I meant to start it off this way. Rest in peace, Dwayne Haskins. You know what I'm saying? Rest in
Yeah,
peace, man.
that
You
was
know what I'm
scary.
saying? Everybody.
What are the
Yeah,
odds?
that was crazy,
What are
man.
the
That was a
odds?
whole bunch of craziness. But yeah, I like what I see, and he ain't out there working out with all the rest of the wide receivers with your new rookie quarterback, and I don't appreciate that.
Well,
I
he's not
understand
gonna.
protecting your brand, but him and
And
Brandon
not only that,
Ayuk
you,
is
you don't want to go
oh,
out there and get hurt, and then all of a sudden, was that an ACL? Debo, listen, we'll revisit this topic next year. So you gotta be smart. All right, we let's not blame Debo for things we do ourselves. Is what I'm saying.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
But at the same time, if I was trying to, you gonna be able. That could happen anywhere. You could do it in practice. You feel me? You
yeah,
seen
but
what
you
happened to
increase your
what was
chances
our running
by
back?
by going out and running around. There's a lot of
Who was
players
the
like
running
that.
back that got up off the? He got up off the. He just went to stand up. Who was the player name? Wasn't that last year that happened?
As
He just
Jeffrey
got,
Wilson Jr. So I
yeah,
understand that. I'm
he
just saying
freak
you don't want to
accident.
increase your chances of getting hurt though. I'd be sleeping in bubble wrap and everything else before I get that contract done. It's just a priority.
But
Debo's
he,
got a family now.
yeah,
He can't
you
be
right.
going along with the fans saying you're asking for too much money. You dropped the ball too much. You start coming with all them negatives, and Debo can say, "Well, how many games we win because of me?" You got to go by that too. So.
Thanks, Jimmy Garoppolo.
It's the truth is the truth. You got to give them their credit.
I mean, yeah, you got a quarterback that can throw down the field. I mean, he targeted Brandon
And
Ayuk.
he doesn't like Ayuk, so he didn't want to throw the
22.
ball to him, right?
No,
I
he
don't.
targeted 22 times and he had 17 receptions. I mean, I'm just saying,
And he
compare
dropped
that
the
to the
ball too.
77,
And he dropped the ball.
114. I mean,
And he dropped the ball that may have cost us that game against the Cardinals. Him and George Kittle.
yeah,
So that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
makes mistakes. Nobody's going to play mistake-free football. It's not going to happen.
You're right. You're right about that. But everybody's special one too. I know. I mean, there ain't nobody perfect. If that's the case, he'd be Jerry Rice.
Yeah, Jerry Rice made a few mistakes, but he's a Hall of Famer, So anyway,
Exactly.
so
But anyway, Ronbo, I'm looking forward to it. I hope we just make the right decisions. I mean, if we do trade Debo, that's the reason why I said trade him. I mean, and trade back is because we know good in the first round, so trade back as far as possible. Then pick up Christian Watson and do a movie.
I'm loving the way we're looking at this situation. It's healthy. I'm amused more than anything else.
I mean, if we keep him, that'd be great. If we keep him, that's great. But if not, I don't want to lose the trade.
If we keep right on moving, because ain't nobody bigger than the organization. It's
no monkey stop no show if we ain't won no ring. Period.
And even if it does,
you have a blessed night.
Show's gonna keep going.
Right, you right about that. You have a blessed night, Rambo.
You too, Dre. Talk to you Tuesday. All right, man.
All right, go.
Yeah, we're hard up in here. We boys, Debo. If Jesus Christ was walking around in a 49 uniform, if he gets out of line, I'm gonna cut him, trade him for 2 first-round picks. No, he's Jesus. I'm gonna pay him for 15 first-round picks. Hey, Papa Dragon!
Ronbo.
Pop, man. Oh man, Pop, you're the guy. Boy, this is the thing, BPA. People are defining BPA in different ways, and people are going after Debo to get a couple of first-round picks. Pop, where do you stand in all this? And Pop, do you continue to go with what you need in that number 61 pick, or is that too late in the draft to be concerned about that? Pop, give me some pop perspective.
Well, I mean, the main thing I think you have to look at when it comes to the 49ers moving forward, I mean, you just got out of the championship game, and already, as opposed to you really attacking free agency and trying to get over the hump, we kind of didn't do that. We kind of, went through our normal method, which is to not go real big ticket price and then wait to the second half and pick up a bunch of secondhand people. And,
It hasn't been
so now
patterned.
we got this 4-headed competition going on at safety. We got Warden last year of his contract. We got McGlinchey, who's made a sighting on Instagram. Have you seen this?
What?
McGlinchey. McGlinchey.
What do you put on?
Posted a picture. because he posted a picture of himself on Instagram.
And I haven't seen it yet. What did it show you?
It looks like he's 235 pounds.
Oh,
He's skinny, bro. Not like trimmed down a little bit, a lot.
Unhealthy kind of skinny, huh?
No. He looks very healthy. He doesn't like an offensive tackle. He looks like a tight end.
Mike, why would you do that?
Look at the picture. Now, hopefully, someone digitally altered that picture to start getting everybody talking. But out of the realm of possibility that a case of atrophy might have happened in that leg.
Oh, that's what I was thinking too.
And then, of course, him just not keeping up with the calories because he can't work out. All of a sudden, he's super skinny.
And then there's that pop. You know, when he gets so fat, it's hard. It's easier to gain weight than it is lose.
Right. Now, I will quote a famous person who said, "Nobody, including myself, isn't above being traded." Bam. You know who said that? Kyle Shanahan said that.
He included himself.
Somebody comes at you. He said that. He said that last year. He said it. The point is that somebody comes along with enough compensation, and yes, you'd have to pause. I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh, trade him, don't pay him, trade him." Nobody gets paid what that number says they're getting paid. Okay. Now, the only people getting that money are typically quarterbacks get that money. And even when the 49ers do it, that's the one position on the team that they structure a series of one-year deals that technically hurts the cap more than it helps the cap. It protects them so they're not in bed with like Colin Kaepernick. They did the same thing to Colin Kaepernick. They did the same thing with Jimmy Garoppolo, has been on a series of one-year deals. So it's a money thing. You know what? Let me put you this way. At the beginning of free agency, how far over the cap were we? Like 4 million? 10 billion?
I thought we were double digits. I thought it was 14 to 15. Well, yeah, we at least that though.
Yeah. And how far over was the New Orleans Saints? They were $84 million over the cap. Right? So we all know that it could be manipulated. The Rams was $1.75 under the cap. Right? So what I'm saying is that we get too engrossed up in these numbers. And it's not Debo's fault that the market went where the market went. That's not Debo's fault.
True.
That's the Dolphins' fault. That's the Raiders' fault. That's these desperate bottom-dwelling teams
that love to overpay. Yep.
That they're trying to get these people, they're trying to instill all this confidence because they want what we got, Ronbo. They want what we got. What we got is probably the best fan base in sports. The best fan base in sports. Rams don't even got a fan, and they won a Super Bowl.
They bought a Super Bowl. Yes.
They bought it. They still don't got one. Yep. So the point is that they want what we got. Us. There's Dallas. They got a dope fan base. Everybody else's fan base sucks.
Steelers.
So they're going to overpay. Or Steelers got a good one. But they're going to overpay. So would I sit there and say, "Oh, trade Debo. He dropped 10 passes last year. He was 5th in the league in drops." It's true. He was. Debo is not a refined receiver. You don't sign Debo and say, "Okay, Debo, go run a 7, go run 8, go run a 9, go run a number 1." No, you don't do that with Debo. You say, "Debo, we're going to hike the ball and pitch it to you. We're going to hand it to you. We're going to throw it back for a screen to you. You do the rest." So that's the type of player he is, which to me sounds like he's more like a third down running back, right? So based on that, it to me is very hard for me to sit there and try to pay him the top receiver because I don't know if he is that, right? So now he's like this utility player that maybe we don't know how good he is on the utility if we didn't lose Moser, right? We lost him, and all of a sudden, he was the man back there. But who did he have to compete against? 2 rookies, right? So, I mean, you mean tell me a wide receiver going to come take my job? I'm an NFL running back. He's played receiver. Well, that happened last year. That happened. So, is he going to play that position the same way every single year? And then how long is he going to last? So there's like a lot of variables going on to whether or not you give him the bag. So yeah, if someone comes at you with the right kind of pick, if the Carolina comes at you and says, "Hey, look, give us Jimmy, give us Debo, we'll give you this year's first, we'll give you the first 2 years from now, and then we'll swap seconds." Yeah, you would say, "Yeah, let me think about that. Give me a couple minutes to think." You might do it because you can take that. Because I'd rather have 3 wide receivers making 15, 20 million each than having one guy making all that himself. Because if that one guy goes down, that's all your money going down, right?
Is there an example we can point to of a team that got rid of some high impact players that came back the following 2-3 years and were fine? These are the only things I'm wondering about. Because the 49ers. Yeah, go ahead.
I know what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but when you say high impact players, then you're talking to me like I'm talking like I had a Jerry Rice or I had a Charles Haley, somebody that's going to the Pro Bowl every single year, somebody that's all pro every single year. Debo did it once. Now you can he's
only been in the league 3 times or 3 years.
But Randy Moss was in the league for 3 years, and guess what he had? 3 All Pros, 3 Pro Bowls. You give him the bag.
Yeah, he's Randy Moss is a Hall of Famer, and that's the reason why.
I understand that, but before he was, his first 3 years.
Well, I mean, he was a Hall of Famer in the making even then. Jerry Rice. Those guys were.
The argument can be said that Debo is a Hall of Famer in the making. I get what I understand that. That from this point on, we could say that Debo is ascending into another level because he does have a place to go. He's not flatlined. He can get a lot better as a receiver, right? But what I think he's messing up right now is I think he should be focused on the receiver side by working out with Trey. That's what he should be doing. Okay. Now, by him working out in Florida, working in Florida and Miami, that he's doing his thing. What he's doing is he's leveraging. Hey, I'm away. I don't have to come there. I'm away.
And he does this every year, though. He's just not changing his style. I got to tell you, though, Bob, whatever he did last year worked. I think that's what kept him healthy. Debo has to do some things a few different than everybody else, or else he's going to get hurt.
He did yoga. He changed up his diet. Yeah. I firmly believe that if you take care of your body and you recover, you can do a lot of good things. But again, part of that is he can't try to kill people every single play. Sometimes he's just run out of bounds. Sometimes he's got to go low and not take the shot. And
realize we need you more than 1 week. Bob, we got to pull up. I'm gonna tell you what, good points as usual. I tell you what I'm gonna do. I can't make it tomorrow, but I'll be back looking for you on Tuesday. See what develops because something is.
I don't think anything's going to develop until the draft.
You don't think for 2 days? Yeah, probably not.
No, I think the draft's going to be crazy. I think there'll be a lot of things happening at the draft. There could be a Jaquiski Tart sighting. There could be some surprise.
Yes. God, what is going on with that?
Things going on because right now we don't get anything out of Santa Clara, so we have to make up all these conspiracy theories. So it'll be draft time in real time, like last year. No one knew it was going to be Trey until they called the name. The Niners are playing their little code of silence game, so we have to make up conspiracy theories. So we'll see what happens.
All right, fam. All right, man. We'll see you Tuesday. There he goes, Papa D. Get my best to Bam and Boom too. Night, fam.
All right, man. Good night.
Let's go check out Emilio with the new little baby. Emilio!
What's going on?
Emilio, man, I asked the question. I said, y'all, is the 49ers at 61? Is it very important, like in the first round, to go that special need at 61? Can we just go ahead and get a BPA, or should we still address the need and people went after Debo? So you're going to add all that into your conversation. What are you going to do? Debo's making people
I'm
hate
with
you.
Papa. I'm with Papa. If you can get something for Debo, trade him. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's a talented player, but I don't have to see Debo doing what he did last year. And the only reason was because we didn't have the quarterback for it, and our receivers weren't getting the ball too. So it actually all falls. I still say it all falls on Jimmy. Jimmy couldn't get it to Ayuk at times, And it all falls on it. I'm for Debo getting paid, but $30 million, dude, no. I'm sorry, you only had one good year, and if it seems like it, I don't feel like why are we gonna pay one player? We can pay more, but that's what the problem we're having now with Jimmy. He's almost getting $30 million, and he might not even be on the team this season. So what's the point of paying Debo $30 million when we can put the money somewhere else for more receivers and more weapons and get a better line to protect Trey, because that's what we're gonna need. We need protection and more weapons for Debo. At that point to pay Debo,
more weapons for Trey. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Removing Debo is not my idea of weaponries being collected, but I don't think he's asking for what people think. These deals always. Debo may be asking for something that the 49ers. You know how the 49ers are. There's always some little fine print, small caption in the contract that the 49ers could just go ahead and yield to, but they refuse to. And the player ends up saying, well, no, y'all can't even sign that. I'm already taking, I'm saying 24 like you want. You added incentive package. I agree to that. I agree to this. But then there's this, So too many other details. I don't know that we should just consider Debo being the bad guy.
No, I'm not. You got to think about the last couple of years. The same thing was happening with Trey. Same thing happened with Kittle. Pay this guy, and they all got paid. So I don't see why he shouldn't get paid. But that's it. If it's 30 mil, that's way too much for Debo.
And that's the media.
I'm probably not getting paid at all.
And that's the media.
I'm just saying. I'm just I'm going off of what they're saying.
Yeah.
I get it if it's media rumor or not. It's just honestly at this point, Debo's not worth no $30 million.
Yeah.
I don't care who anybody thinks he is. It's just Debo was this year. He only had one good season, and most part because he was basically our only weapon. I get it why he wants the money, but just imagine, like I say, new quarterback, new system. I don't think they're going to use Debo the same way they were doing.
Debo was the highest impact weapon. George Kittle still did it. He was still busy. Although everybody feels like Brandon Ayuk was a little orphan child that wasn't getting any passes, Brandon Ayuk had a good year. So I'm saying, you can remove Debo from the equation. I don't know how you replace that and get the same production, because contrary to what people believe, I don't know that Trey's going to come out and just light the field up like people are expecting yet. He may do it a year or two from now, but coming up this year, the lofty expectations are, I got a feeling, are a little too much. So you need Debo. You need Debo just to make sure
I'm gonna say
that he's got a place to go.
Like I said, we can say on some of these games, we didn't win this game because of Debo. We wouldn't have got to the playoff if it wasn't for what Debo did. Or we didn't want some of those playoff games because of what Debo did. So I understand it. I get it. I'm all with it. But like I said, if to me, play out your contract. If you can do what you did last year, I'm all for it. Like I said, he deserves to get paid. But now, like I said, with a new quarterback,
the 49ers have to
new quarterback,
too.
See what you can do then.
Yeah.
If you can keep up the same stats or damn near it,
then you have to compete, Emilio. And next year you have to compete with other teams. And they'll win because we're not going to pay past this amount.
The case may be, so
and then you lose them like you lost to Forrest
Buckner. If we can get a Super Bowl this year, and it happens, so be it. At that point, like I say, if we can get rid of Debo or find a way to get somebody else, like I say, I want Christian Watson. But if it happens, at that point, if Debo's out or find a way without getting rid of Debo this year, next year, if teams compete for him, so be it. At least we got some more potential on the team that can carry us on and keep us in the mix.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking a potential versus established. I know Debo's going to tear a team up. Just give him the ball. Who we bring in next? And all of a sudden, we're going to put all our cards on the table for who WR1 would now be Ayuk. I just feel uncomfortable with that. But
I honestly think, I believe Ayuk is more of a number one than Debo is. Debo is still a gadget player. Ayuk just needed the quarterback. So like I said, we've all seen it. We all know Ayuk has been practicing with Trey Lance last season and this offseason. So you go back to Debo. Where's Debo? Debo always wants to do his own thing. Like you were just talking. So it just. We kind of need you to practice with your new quarterback. I get you want to do your own thing, but you need to start practicing with your new quarterback. Getting rhythm going. Because then when you don't get the ball, one thing he might start doing, give me the ball. Give me the ball. Why am I not getting the ball? So,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, you're going to have to talk to Kyle, too. Even though it's all Jimmy's fault, Kyle's the one calling the plays. Kyle's the one running the workouts. So, if the ball does, and I know if Debo is on the team, he is still going to be wide receiver one. That's Kyle's football. People think it's all about the quarterback throwing the ball, not throwing the ball. It is not. It hasn't been. It will not be in the future. Kyle's still going to want to run that same game because of its effectiveness. That's what he likes to do. That lofting the ball downfield, outside the numbers and all that stuff that people think is going to make a huge difference, you guys are setting yourself up for some more disappointment. You can start blaming Kyle. I suspect midway through the season, Kyle, if we're not winning, it's going to be time to fire Shanahan for these reasons.
I don't think so. I think that even though I still would give him 1 year with Trey, see what he can and cannot do.
Yeah.
Then the next year I say, yeah, then the job is on the hot seat. This thing, we can get to I see us getting to the playoffs, but, it all depends on how, Trey Lance, his game is. But I don't see actually Shanahan, even if Trey does play poorly, I don't see Shanahan on the hot seat this year. Maybe next year, not this year. I just don't see it.
He's already got an excuse. If we don't do well next season, the excuse is going to be the new QB and no Debo. And that would be enough for anybody to understand. This is the way it is,
No, he's not going to say so.
Yeah.
I don't see him on the hot seat. That's just far from it. Like I said, something directly really has to happen for him to just, you know what, you're not working out or, but like I said, at this point, it's just to see where, it's trade time. Hopefully we can keep Debo, but if somebody offers us something good enough, I say buy Debo. I would like him for the stay.
Yeah.
He's exciting. He helped us win a whole bunch of games that season. We wouldn't get as deep in the playoffs. It wasn't for him. But if we can get something worth for trading, hey, let a whole bunch of players come a dime a dozen. It's, thanks for being a Niner. Hey, dude, good luck.
Yeah. Well, I hope so, because I tell you what, I don't. What I see was one dynamic player. I do not want to see him leave. So because the thing is,
nor do I. I want him to see it. I like him. I want him to stay.
Because people are taking us. I think some people are taking our winning for granted, and all you got to do is make a switch here and switch there, and we will win the Super Bowl instead of winning it, which is so ludicrous. It takes a lot to win games, not any one or two players. It's a team thing. That has to work like a well-oiled machine. So we're going to see what happens. I'm sure he's got a plan, him and John, so we'll see what they do.
No, man, I think so. I mean, they've been figuring it out since day one. They've always paid our players when they need to. They've always had to make the right moves. Sometimes, Shanahan makes his dumb mistakes. But other than that, we've done pretty good so far with Shanahan and Lynch. So, see what happens in the draft, kids coming forward, and what's going on. I'm not too much worried.
I hear somebody there. She's trying to talk. You should have given your microphone. We got to go, though, fam.
All right. Have a good night.
All right, Billy Bill. Have a great night, fam. See you Tuesday.
Hey.
Somebody says Ray Jr. is having a baby. Ray Jr., congratulations on that. Is that right? Latter by Nature says you're got a little one coming on. All right. Hey. What did she say? Hey, Tony.
Hey, Ronbo.
Tony, how my programs go. I start off on one subject, and we immediately start going after some of the players on our team. Jimmy's usually the guy, and tonight Jimmy's getting somewhat of a break, but he's still being blamed for all of Ayuk's shortcomings, if he had any. And now Debo is on the hot seat with fans for asking for too much money, like they wouldn't. Tony, this is the thing, Tony, you and I are going in, and we're going to go talk to management now. We've had a great year, and our contract's about up, and we want to sign a contract before our contract completely expires and gets completely out of control. Will we be out of line asking for a lot of money?
Well, look, here's something that nobody's mentioned. Right, we're in a bit of a tight spot at the moment. We don't know whether Jimmy's going to get drafted. We don't know whether they're going to get rid of him on draft day or whenever the hell it's going to be. Just 1 second, mate. There you go. I'm just getting a container removed off the back of my truck.
All right.
And the management's gone around and asked some of the players, look, boys, we're in a bit of a tight spot. Who's going to put their hand up to keep this team together and get their contracts restructured? So what do you say to those blokes when Debo wants the whole bag? And these guys, what are these guys going to say to management? Hang on a second, mate. I restructured my contract to keep this team together, and this little punk-ass bitch is going to come here and ask them for the bag?
I forgot about that.
Forgot about it.
Tony,
Well, let me
Tony,
remind you.
the thing is, his contract doesn't kick in. It doesn't become effective until next season, though.
It doesn't matter. All right? What do you think Ronnie Lott would say to him that got his finger amputated to keep playing the game? Right?
They don't make football players like that anymore, though.
What do you want? Are you here because you love the game of football, or you want the money?
Yeah.
Okay, and if he says, I want the money, see you later, pal. Tell your story walking, because we want a football team. We don't want divas in this team. Like I said yesterday, I love me some Debo.
Yeah.
But you've got a lot more other problems to face
work with
as a management team when it comes to paying this kid. I'm not saying that he shouldn't get paid, but there's guys there that have made sacrifices because they want to play the game of football with the same people that are on the team.
Good point. Can't argue that for one moment. In fact, I'm wondering if the 49ers aren't thinking exactly that right now as far as the FO goes. I think they're probably thinking, Debo is being pretty unreasonable here. I mean, we're already in a situation now where we're trying to curb things, and he's asking for every last dollar. I mean, yeah.
You want to split the locker room, and then next year you want to lose Nick Bosa and a few other guys?
Yeah, because that contract would kick in next year, and Nick Bosa's would.
Or you can say to him,
Bosa can work with Bosa his year down the road too, though. I know. You
can say to him, we can get, what's his name, Metcalf, and give him all your routes. I'm sure.
It'd be fun if they're having that kind of conversation. Tony, honestly, you're sitting down. You need to be a diplomat when you're sitting at that table, right? What are some of the things that you can think these things that are definitely on target? But what do you say to the agent to make him lean toward Debo later and say, listen, here's what they're offering, and I think you should take it?
Well, you got to, first of all, you got to tell Debo, tell your agent to go jump in the lake. All right? It's
Lamar
you
Jackson
that I'm
did.
talking to.
Yeah.
It's you that I'm talking to, and I want to know how much are you invested in this team. All right?
Yeah.
Because your teammates are making sacrifices because they want to keep all of you guys together. Are you going to piss all over your teammates' faces? Or are you going to play ball and let us get over this hump with Jimmy, all right? And then next year, or maybe the year after that, we'll throw a bag at you. We can throw one at this guy, and that guy as well, because they deserve it just as much as you do.
Yeah. It's
Makes sense?
Yeah, it does. Everything you've said has made sense. It's a very complex situation for a number of reasons, and you just added one that I haven't considered.
Extremely complex.
Yeah. You know what? This is why Parag gets the big bucks. He's supposed to be able to mathematically line this stuff up. But you gotta set parameters. You've got to have boundaries. You can't go here. You can't go there. And the players have to understand that, as DeForest Buckner has already demonstrated, the 49ers will do you if you can't fall in line with what they're trying to do.
I'm sure that the 49ers recognize who they've got, what their players are worth, and they're willing to pay them if they just want to give them some time. I mean, these scouts are like bloody real estate agents. They just want the commission.
The agents.
Right?
Well, their agencies are famous for whatever they're famous for, and it usually has something to do with giving organizations in NFL, the MLB, and the NBA a hard time. That's what that's why players they're coveted by every player coming out of school. Yeah, I'm with blah blah blah. Oh God, yeah, I know you're gonna get
And
paid. Yeah,
and also, like I said the other day, you can be a superstar on the 49ers, Debo, but if I trade you to the shittiest team in the bloody competition,
yeah,
by the end of next week, everyone's going to forget about you.
yeah. Yeah, the fame
You're going to
does
become
leave.
insignificant.
Yeah, endorsements. Because Debo made a bunch of money from whose shirt was he walking around with after the season ended? Every time you see him. Anyway, there's money to be made if you just not get crazy. Don't.
Just be patient. That's
Yeah.
all. Patience is a virtue, Ronbo.
Yeah.
All right?
Few
Just be
people
patient.
have.
You will get your money.
Yeah.
And think about long term. Don't just think about now, short term. All right? If the 49ers are the ones that made you a star and they're willing to keep you,
Yeah.
all right? And you know, look at Joe Staley.
Yeah.
Right? You look at it long term, how much money you're going to make and how many years are you going to have in your career at this football club. You might make them. Someone might chuck you a bag now, and then 2 years later you're worth jack shit.
Yeah. Well,
But if you stay with this nucleus, you'll become relevant for the next 5 to 10 years.
And again, one thing, though, we have to keep in mind, though, Tony, is I don't know that the 49ers are – I don't know if the Debo's asked for $30 million like some people are saying. Somebody said Debo wants to be the highest paid. I think this is a media manipulation, again, of the masses in order to get them all worked up. He may not be asking for anything crazy. And in fact, he may be – like I said, there's some fine line things in the contract that Debo doesn't agree with, and the 49ers would like to have that. And, of course, they get it a stalemate. So we're going to find out more probably in the days ahead, though.
Yeah, we will. It'll come out. You know, I mean, it's not like I don't want this kid on the team. I've been a big advocate for yak players.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Mostly because I combine rugby league with NFL, and I know what can happen if you've got yak players on your team.
It works.
You know
better.
what I mean? So
percentages are higher.
It's not like I don't want it's not like I don't want the kid on the team. It's just that you've got to take every single consideration into account, and all your teammates and everything that's going down with the team, and you've got to be supportive of it. You know what I mean?
Go. I do know what you mean. And Tony, we got to go. I can't wait to hear from you on Tuesday. And I'm gonna respond to some of the things you're sending me too. I'm going through things, but I'm knee deep doing like 100 things here. But I'm gonna get back to you shortly. All right.
All right, brother.
All right, Tony.
Shout out to everybody and.
Thanks, Tony. Have a great day. Tony's out with his brig, rolling down the road. Tony, cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
There he goes. Tony, laying down under. And Nudge.
Ronbo.
Nudge. Well, Nudge, it's draft time, and we don't have a first-round pick, of course, but we are paying attention to what's going on, and we do know that the second-round pick, number 61, is Nudge. You know, I tell you what, we need to run before that night. We need to run a poll on what the 49ers are going to do with number 61. But right now, Nudge, what do you think is going to happen at 61? Are you going for the best player available, no matter what position it is? Are you going to go ahead and work that need? And are you also tired of hearing about Debo? Because, boy, every year we traded George Kittle when he was suspected of asking for too much. People always assume that people are asking for too much. No, Fred Warner, though, it was kind of quick. The 49ers didn't wait till the last minute to sign Fred either. But what are you thinking?
Yeah, we did Fred pretty quick. I think Debo having fun right now. He told us about 2 months ago to relax.
I know.
He told us to relax 2 months ago. We ain't listened to him, so he said, I got something for y'all. I'm finna get y'all something to talk about. He playing games. He just having fun.
I'm loving it.
It ain't nothing serious, I don't think. John Lynch told us to relax.
People have already decided, we'll be fine. We don't need no Debo, man. He ain't bigger than the team. I can get somebody from him, for somebody from him in the draft. See, people don't look at I look at Debo as a generational player. Now, maybe I'm crazy. I don't know, but what you
think? Before we had him running all those routes because we couldn't run the ball, what was he doing on the passing game. He was
Mm-hmm.
was getting 100 yards every game for like the first five weeks.
I mean, they had that play with Debo shooting across just in front of the linebacker, just behind him. They had that down to a science. They hit that 80% of the time, and Debo went from
Yeah.
there. And God knows it was either a touchdown or damn near every time. And I don't want to see that leave.
Every time. Mm-mm. Yeah, I still works with Debo. We don't need him, but we need him we needed him last year. He helped us out last year. For sure. I like to see him on the team. He worth however much. He ain't worth to be the most
Highest
paid.
He
ain't worth that. But I don't think he asking for that. I
don't either.
I think he knows who he is.
And I don't think Devontae and Tyreek are worth that either. I think they overpaid in both cases.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. But with the draft, I don't really know who we should go with. It's a couple holes. I still like to see like a slot corner or whatnot. Because I don't trust Mosley to be healthy.
I know.
Even though that's my dog.
Another one. See? Great play. I like the way Mosley plays. But he's another one. If we're going to base paying people on the fact that they don't stay healthy, we ain't going to have nobody on this team.
Yeah.
They all get hurt.
He can't stay. He can't stay healthy to save his life. But he don't be out for the whole year. He just be out,
All of them, except for... we lost Tavares last year. He was permanent. But everybody goes out when they go out now. It's gotten better. People don't always just ACL out. They got other ouchies, and they come back. Pull muscles is our most famous low ankle sprain, or high ankle sprain, should I say.
Hamstrings.
Yeah.
Hamstrings. That's our downfall. But yeah, though, who you thinking about for the draft?
Yeah, I want an offensive lineman. I want a speedster, but there's so many this year that you might be able to get what you need in the third round. Offensive line to me is the most important because people think that because Trey can gun out of the pocket, he'll be fine. I'll be damned. People don't understand who haven't played. They'll be waiting on Trey to bounce out that pocket. There's ways to stop that. Russell Wilson can explain that to everybody. You need an offensive line. Yeah. So
you think we could find one in the second round though? A good one?
We tried last year. Aaron Banks. Lynch is talking like nothing wrong with him. We just wanted him to lose a little weight. We got him doing this and that. John, we were short people last year. He could have played right guard. No.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, we definitely need to be an upgrade. The whole offensive line, really. Except, we got one good player. Then we got an old center.
And he may not even. What if he decides not to come back this year? Oh my God! But he's working out like he's serious about coming back. So I'm thinking he'll come back this year, but next year ain't no promise.
Yeah, we definitely need to upgrade on that. While Trey Young, definitely need to do that. I ain't trying to have it. We had a bad offensive line about before Jimmy came. Well,
it was really bad that year.
Terrible offensive
line.
Yeah.
God.
I ain't trying to go back to them days. No, terrible.
Scary. This is why, and you know what, Trey? Notch, this is why I was so sold on Jimmy. That offensive line was butt cheeks. Remember Trent Brown said, I can't do nothing else with his shoulder. He left, right? So now you got the offensive line from hell, and Garoppolo managed to keep dealing. I said, you know what?
Yeah.
This dude, most quarterbacks would have been eating green all day. He's getting the ball off.
You saw C.J. Beathard. C.J. Beathard, he was holding the ball.
He was on the ground 90% of the time. Yeah. And with good reason.
Jimmy came.
No protection.
Made the O-line look way better. Quarterbacks make the O-line look better, too.
Brady had the same problem in New England. He made them offensive linemen look better than they were. That's what a quarterback that's got that talent can do. It ain't about, I got to wait here.
On the stats,
Yeah, they got to make a few. But everybody says, throw the ball deep. If I'm that quarterback standing behind that offense, here, you stand here. You throw the ball deep. Okay, you wait right here until that route gets developed. He will be beaten to death. You know, so that's what you got to have an offensive line.
Gotcha. But yeah, we should be straight though. Hopefully, I don't know when we're gonna trade Jimmy, but we can trade Jimmy, get 2 seconds, and trade one of them seconds. Trade both our seconds to, I guess, like at least pick number 40. That'll probably be better for us to pick an O-lineman.
Yeah, I think you find. You know what's funny though? You can't until July. We're gonna get, and you know there's a problem with Jimmy being on the roster in July because, you know, Kyle Shanahan, if he gets nervous and he knows what's going to happen if Jimmy plays, if he can't wait Trey out, there's going to be a real issue. They have to get rid of Jimmy. They almost have to. So you can work with Trey, get him up to speed, because right now Trey, if Jimmy's on the roster, Trey can't beat Jimmy out. Not yet. You know, maybe later, but right now Jimmy would still be the top option.
The best quarterback in the room,
Yeah. So, yeah. So I don't know what they're going to do. We're going to find out.
Hopefully, it's teams that's going to want them, though, because a lot of these quarterbacks ain't who they say they is or who y'all think they're going to be. So,
Right. So
especially Trubisky.
I don't.
Sam
Yeah.
Darnold.
Because, you know, they never have been any good. So, you know, it's in the draft doesn't have anything. So Jimmy would have been gone if he wouldn't have been in the shoulder and hand. I don't know. It's
scary. If he wouldn't have got hurt, that's his biggest flaw. He ain't a bad quarterback.
You can't
he
avoid
got
getting hurt.
perfect rhythm and timing. Yeah, he just can't. He ain't flashy, but just can't stay healthy.
Kyle's offense. But anyway, hey, Dodge, I'll be back Tuesday, man. Looking for you if you got some time.
Okay, for sure. Alrighty.
All right, Dodge. Night, fam.
How you have it going?
Oh my God, it's a Ram fan. Oh, it's everybody's favorite Ram fan, and I'm not talking Rudy. I'm talking Marketing Pro. Marketing Pro, I suspect you have something to say tonight. Oh God.
Well, you know, I'm gonna break down to these Gambinos what the real Debo crisis is, and there's been nothing but delusion why he's asking for $30 million. He don't want to play with Trey Lance. He knows. He already said Jimmy's the better quarterback. Now, here's the other rumored that's been leaked. Jimmy turning down the money. He wants to go to Pittsburgh. So if Jimmy gone, Debo gone. So if Jimmy signs, he will take the $16 million. Debo will bring his price down to $21 million. What do you got to say, Ronbo?
Interesting. I just don't know. You know, how much the players in their wants and desires. I just wonder. You know, George Kittle took a pay cut, or took they restructured his contract. There's been a couple other players on the team, and I wonder what they were told before they got those restructures. Jimmy is still the most popular guy amongst several, if not 90% of that locker room, right? So, how cooperative people are going to be, it may have to be leveraged through a certain kind of conversation. I still wonder, if you can't get rid of Jimmy in July, Kyle Shanahan's always going to say, well, I still expect him to be with our team. I don't know. It's going to be a real sticky situation in July. I don't know what's going to happen. But Jed York's not going to sit there and say, it's fine with me if you keep a $25 million contract sitting on the bench backing up Trey. But guys, know this. If I see one thing I don't like, I'll be back on this phone to talk about this. You know, so it's a really awkward situation. And that's why, man, this is going to get really crazy. Right now, it's all about the draft, so nobody's really worried about that. But Debo, I don't think he's asking for $30 million, though. So...
Debo is putting the $30 million up as a insurance if Jimmy's gone. That's what that is. But now if Jimmy takes the $16 million, he will come down to $21 million and sign. But now Jimmy's camp is leaking rumors that Coach Mike from the Steelers wants him there. And he might turn down the money and go there, play one great season, get the bigger bag after this season. So that can lead to a ripple effect on the 49ers locker room because it's going to be rebuild mode. It's going to be rebuild mode because a lot of bets are gone. Debo is starting with Debo.
That's an interesting concept and believable too.
Yeah, and the 49ers are begging Jimmy to take the money. This whole narrative, hey, we're going to hold on to Jimmy till August when all the quarterback vacancies are filled, and we'll get 2 second-round picks for him. Wow.
Yeah, that can't be. That's going to cause a whole bag of issues. You can't really even do that. Him being here to July is going to make a lot of problems, actually, if they're going to, do this. So, but yeah, Jimmy.
Well, the 49ers are in an intense situation because Debo will only bring down the money if Jimmy signs. He will take about $21 million. You heard it here first. So, as for the Rams, now we the favorites to two-peat because the Packers are done. They lost Adams, right? Yeah. Who we got to run through? Seattle? Well, we'll smack them up too.
Hey, wait, what's that dude? That dude Niners Stink. Is that him? He's a Hawks fan. He still believes the Hawks going to be strong.
The Hawks are the Rams' bitches every year. Everybody knows that.
That's
and then
true.
Tom Brady, Brady is his stepchild. He got abused by him last year. So who's going to run into the Rams? Nobody wants a piece of the Rams.
See how that works marketing flow? The Seahawks are your bitch and you're our bitches. You like that?
Well, I don't know because Debo ended the drought in L.A. when he kept crying. All them tears filled up all the rivers. And he got his chain snatched in the championship game.
That's called passion.
Yeah.
And we know you cry.
And you got really
out of plutonium.
And then Bosa, who in big games he disappears in big moments. He ain't no Aaron Donald.
Market Pro, you're out of time. We're out of time.
But now my point, make notes of them because this is what this is. The 49ers are begging Jimmy please Jimmy, take the money. Please Jimmy, take the money. And Debo say, hey, look, if Jimmy gone, give me $30 million. That's how I'll stay. Or trade me. And then the bets behind that will leave with Jimmy and Debo. So, but Kittles took the pay cut for Jimmy. That's what that was. Now, Ronbo, do you believe?
MP, we got to go. I'll tell you what, interesting stuff. Well, I'll be back Tuesday to examine your next theories. All right, so.
Rams Nation, global level, baby. Millions of fans all over the globe.
Anyway, we'll see you later.
Peace out, Ronbo. Peace out.
Peace out.
Right. Put your head in that toilet
now. Marketing Pro. Actually, he's more amusing than. And I like Rudy. Rudy just sort of. But Marketing Pro comes up with things that he knows are going to piss people off, and he says it with no shame. Hey, it is. I'm Atlanta GS. What up? The founding foundation for TNT. Terez. Get on in there, man.
Hold up, wait, and I do mean hold up, wait a minute, bro. What is going on tonight, man? What is going on?
It's insanity.
Look,
Marketing Pro came in, lost his mind. People are getting rid of Debo, and go ahead, Tress.
Let's cut to the chase, Ronbo. Let's go and get this out of the way. Look at here. I don't give a damn if we got to bag up 17 Brinks truck. Pay the man. Pay the man. We rolled this man all the way to the damn championship game and would have been to the Super Bowl game if it weren't for one drop damn pay. Pay the man.
Yeah.
He don't set the market. These other fools went out here. These other teams went out here and paid these other high-end wide receivers the money, so they took it up. So I
blame the Dolphins. I blame the Raiders. Right. I blame all these people as well. Debo's doing what everybody's going to do.
Right. So the market is what it is. So as a player, you have to capitalize. When you hide at the time, you got to capitalize on that because you hit a day, gone tomorrow. But you don't have to go in the NFL. Come on now. Debo is the man. Bro, when you win games, what you got? What do you have to have on your team? Weapons. You got to have weapons. Hey, I'm listening to these fool callers talking about we don't need Debo. What damn weapons you gonna have? What are your weapons gonna be? You think you're gonna get out here and get some goddamn B players and win a damn
Everybody
Super
seems to be
Bowl?
satisfied with just Ayuk and getting to somebody else in there. I don't know that you can replace Debo so easily, like some people are so flippant.
You can't.
I don't, you know,
You can't.
there's no more Debos.
You
Every team
can't.
in the league wants a Debo. Every team says
exactly.
that.
This man did everything under the sun to win games for us last season. We rode this man all the way through to the championship game, Ronbo. I mean, and the regular season. So quit with the damn. If he wants a break truck, pay the man. Hey, did any of these other players who on our team when they time came for their break truck to pull up, did they have to wait? Did Fred Warner have to wait long? No, he didn't.
No, but they signed Fred in a heartbeat, didn't they? Yeah.
Right. There's a certain time that we do business in the year, and it's just not now. But Debo, I mean, yeah, pay the man. Pay the man. Hey, when Kittle, when his deal came, did he have to wait? No.
Not long.
So look, whatever the going rate is, pay the man. Pay the man. Sorry to say it, pay him. It is what it is. You need weapons to win.
You
need
like
weapons to win.
Like Naj just said, Debo's just clowning. He knows he's gonna get what he wants, and the 49ers really gonna give it to him.
I mean, yeah, everybody's gonna come to the table, you know, with what's to be expected, you know, at the going rate, and you know what's suitable, what's not suitable for the team. You know what I'm saying? And look, it ain't Debo's fault that these fools in the front office, along with Kyle Shanahan and one John Lynch, that debacle the whole Jimmy Garoppolo bullshit. That ain't his fault. That ain't his fault. This quarterback should not be on this team. Period. He should. If you're going to move away from it and you gave up the draft capital, you do everything in the steps that it takes to get rid of that quarterback. That quarterback should have been gone off of this team. He should have been gone last year because you gave up all that draft capital for this quarterback. But okay, you want to ride out. But
Trez,
you want to ride out.
But you know what that indicates, though. I still say Kyle's scared. He really is. And
he's scared because he ain't won with no other quarterback.
Right. That's why nobody's paying any attention to that. Kyle is not. He's not confident.
He's fearful of the unknown, Ronbo. He's fearful of the unknown. But if he don't do his damn job like he's supposed to, and get behind Trey, and go ahead and let Trey lead the team, then what you gonna expect? It's the unknown for you.
Yeah, because they already did it now.
Do your damn job, Kyle.
You already did it.
Right.
You made that deal, you know, and now you got to go with it. You can't go
right.
back.
You done got your value out of Jimmy G. Straight up, you've gotten your value out of Jimmy G. You got yourself to 2 championship games and a Super Bowl appearance. Just couldn't get it done with it. That's value enough for what we gave up for Jimmy to get Jimmy. So you got that. So why is this quarterback still on this team? You have to move on. You have to get rid of him. Do things. You should have freed up this money a long time ago. It's stupid.
And something else, we're the first team. I'm trying to remember the last time I seen a team that went this far with a quarterback trade him. So it's already in the new territory. So Kyle's got to be a little shaky, and he's probably having back thoughts, thinking, you know, I keep 3 quarterbacks on this team every year. He's going to have one Sudfeld that knows little about the offense. He's got Trey that's still trying to learn how to apply the offense. And who's going to be that next guy? The 49ers have set themselves up for a huge potential disaster. You get rid of Jimmy. Maybe Trey, something goes wrong or whatever. Now Sudfeld backs him up. Where are we going with Sudfeld?
Nowhere. Because guess what? Where does Sudfeld and Trey have in common? Not even the same place, guys. Most coaches try to cater to the style of quarterback that they have. Mm-hmm. If they have a mobile quarterback, they usually have a backup mobile quarterback. Yeah. It's just the way it goes. They kind of, because they don't want to lose nothing from the offense, have to change dramatically. Oh, this one was a pocket, and this one is mobile.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just too much difference there.
So the whole thing looks like a
mess. We didn't even do that right.
Right.
He sat out here with and still kept Sudfeld on team. Just like he did with none other than who? Them 2 bombs we had bagging up.
Which
Come
year?
on, man.
Yeah. Oh, CJ and Nick. Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what they're doing with this. And how's this supposed to work out? And you don't have anybody that really knows the offense. And Kyle usually wants quarterbacks who know his offense. I mean, Trey does, but he hasn't. Whatever he knows, he's got to execute. He's got to learn how to execute it, right? And then the Sudfeld, same boat. Now, now what? You don't have a third guy that can come in case. Go ahead.
I'm so sick and tired of Kyle Shanahan and his politics. You know what I'm saying? Because we all know the politics that was behind, like you just said, with CJ. The Bedford family been knowing Kyle's family and been working with each other for how many years in the NFL? Decades. So that was a favor right there to have him on the team. And Kyle drafted him and rolled that down the season. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he makes idiotic decisions, man. Like, come on, man. It's time to be the head football coach. Like I told you, Ronbo, I want to see how well does Mike do down there in Miami.
I know that's going to be a measure, isn't it? That is going to be a measure.
Yeah,
now, if he does really well, we'll say, well, Jesus, Kyle, did you listen to Mike when he was with us?
Right. That's going to be a measure, Ronbo. I'm telling you, I'm really going to be tuned in the first 2 years. Because I know Miami ain't gonna turn around in 1 year with him. Then he's gonna have to take a year.
Yeah, they got to bring that together. They'll be competitive, but yeah.
Right, because I don't think he's gonna stick with what's called Tua as his quarterback. I really don't. I don't think.
Yeah, but then you got to go to another quarterback. That's another
right
year.
Now. Yeah. So we'll see, Ronbo. But shout out to the TNT family. But man, stop with the bull, man. Hey, if Debo earned it, he earned it. Bottom line, hey. Because if it was you or me, I'm on my damn money.
That's what I was thinking. But I said, you know what? I just told that to Dre. I said, Dre, if it was you or I sitting in the front office, I'd probably be trying to push it. This is when my payday is here.
Your payday is here, right? How many big time contracts are you going to see in your NFL career?
Right, especially in that game.
Come on, man.
Ooh,
hey.
You could get taken out anytime. So
So I mean, look. I mean, let's take for granted. Look at what's happening to Odell.
I know.
See what I'm saying?
And he still ain't got paid.
You know.
Look at our
best
example.
Right, but I'm saying he still didn't get the due that he really deserved when he came in the league, lighting it up and doing everything he was doing.
The Browns gave him a little bit though. But look at Jason.
Yeah, but
there's the story of the century. Jason said, "Oh, y'all don't worry about paying me this year. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna earn what I'm gonna earn this year. First game, bam! Oh, is he hurt? Oh no, it's an ACL. Oh man, not again. See, that's why people say, well, these guys aren't vulnerable. He's not durable. This could happen to any player. Some people ain't played no ball, Trez. Anybody can get hurt. You're just lucky. If you got good luck, bad luck, but one thing or the other, ain't nobody Superman. You can get hurt.
There you go, except for Frank Gore.
That's
my
Frank.
boy.
Frank.
Shout out to Frank. Frank's the tank Gore, man. Yeah, shut up.
But
look, I just had to throw that in there, Ronbo. But
no, it's good stuff.
Just like Glenville said years ago, NFL stands for not for long. And that's the truth of the matter. You know what I'm saying? So when your payday come around, man, you got to capitalize, man. How many times you think you're going to see a big-time payday in the NFL when you're producing, like, at a high level? I don't see very many of them. Because teams don't want to pay, and the ones that do, you know what I'm saying? So when you got money, you got to have weapons to win, man. So all this foolishness people talking about, man.
Yeah, the teams that are winning are way over the cap. All right, Trez.
Right.
We
all right, Ronbo, have a good one. Shout out to the TNT family, man. We love you, Ronbo.
Thanks,
tell them
Trez.
to stop the foolishness, man.
I think they heard you.
Have some good food.
Have a great night. Trez, always great to hear from you. I'll see you Tuesday if you've got some time. All right?
All right, Ronbo.
All right, fam. Night, Trez. One thing about the TNT people, they always come in at 100 miles an hour, and they ain't stopping for nobody. You gotta love it. Yes. Ellis.
Ron Bizzle.
Ellis, you was kind of hard on Mrs. Pro's marketing, son marketing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's called blow for blow.
You know
what I'm saying?
I do.
You hit me. You hit me. I hit you back.
Your timing was hilarious. You know, well, we own the Hawks anyway. But you know what? That Niner hater is. I didn't know he's a Hawk fan until today. I was wondering where he's from, and he's talking about still owning and sweeping the 49ers. Oh, is he going to be boy? But hey, but Ellis, we're looking at number 61. And
you got to match. You got to have Super Bowls to match. So the arguments go to about 2-3%. You know, when it comes to the NFL and who can really go back and forth with us. And
hey, Elas, I pointed that out to the Hawks fans for years, and the Rams fans. I said, look, you guys, rivalry means that we've been going tit for tat down through the years for championships, and you guys haven't won any championships while we was laying up trying to recover. You certainly didn't win any in the 90s or anywhere all the way back from the beginning. So I don't understand this term you guys like to use, rival. You're not rivals. Neither one of you are rivals.
Yeah.
Yeah. They still insist upon it. So it's all right.
Yeah.
They know better.
Well, you know. You know what ladies. You know how ladies are. They always got to have the last word. Go ahead. So what we doing?
Yeah, we're talking about pick number 61. Is this the year we can get the best player available, or we're going to stay within positions in the best player available, or just the best player available? It comes down to 61. This dude is one of the best wide receivers, or the best. What else? We not really linebackers. I mean, you know, do you pick that ball player and give somebody else the boot, or do you go ahead and stick to what you need, or you know? And if you got something to say about Debo, as everybody has, let it out. Because people call him greedy and everything else. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm gonna get to that. But the past few seasons, if we look at at the last 4 or 5 drafts, what has it been like? At least the first pick has been a defensive player,
defensive lineman,
outside of Trey. I want to say that
you could say Ayuk and Reuben, but they were like late in the round. They didn't go first; they went late in the first round because we traded back up.
Yeah,
but the priority one,
and we got Javon first.
Yeah, priority one was
and we got Javon first that year. We got Ayuk, right?
You got Solomon, you got Nick Bosa, you got Javon now. Yeah, it's been mostly about that defensive line.
DeForest, Eric Armstead, those were probably all our first picks that we made in the draft, right?
Yeah, DeForest was before Shanahan and Lynch got here, but still, it remains the same. Get that defensive line.
Yeah. So I think we should switch it up, honestly, because it looks like it's pretty deep. I heard that the wide receivers are real deep, too. So I would love to have Christian Watson. I don't think we're going to get him for reasons unknown at this point. I think, maybe that guy that we just got from, is he on the Colts?
Oh, yeah.
He come from the Colts? That wide receiver we just did, and he played on the Titans?
The fast guy. I think that was the last team he was on. I think that was I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I'm not to say that he's, he's not, somebody that would be in place of a top round, top 15, 20 wide receiver in the draft. But hell, he might be really good.
For what they want to use him for.
Which brings, and it concerns me because, did we end up signing Juwan? Did you get to find out about that yet? Did Juwan sign that contract yet? Because I don't know why I thought I heard that he was the last one that hadn't signed out of everybody who.
I took that for granted because he's a restricted free agent. I thought it was over. I don't know. He doesn't have to sign it though.
Well, good.
I'm sure he did.
As long as
I would bet.
Okay. No, I'm just saying as long as Juwan's still going to be on the team. We got that other guy. I still think we need a wide receiver. The fact that we can get height and speed and get a deep threat, a tall receiver out of Christian Watson, he kind of checks all the boxes because it seems like whenever we're looking for fast, it's always the smaller guys. When we're looking for a big body, we go for the tall guys who might be just a little tad bit smaller, but you never really get both. And so I feel like, this is a really good pick that we could have, but I think he's going to fall to somebody else. So But the first
Christian?
pick, what is it, 62? Yeah. I think Christian is he checks those boxes.
Size,
It would be really nice
speed.
to.
He's the prototype of what any team would want. He goes early.
Yeah, for sure. I think he'll probably leave in the first round, towards the end. You know what I mean, or early second round. We won't even get to see him.
Especially at 61. If we're early in the second round, maybe. And that's where
6'4",
people
6'5",
the
running a
49ers, if they're
4.3
watching the
something.
board, yeah, they might trade up into the second round and get that wide receiver or get somebody else. Because receivers are going to fall in the second round early on, for sure, but not at 61. Maybe.
Yeah, and there's a couple of other ones I heard about, that Baylor receiver, and then there's a lot of other guys out there that are real speedy and good too. I think we need to get another guy for special teams. If we could find a way to get a gem later on, maybe if there's one still available, like in the 4th or 5th round, to complement Ray, and then maybe even get another receiver or offensive weapon, earlier if it's possible. But I feel like the offensive line is I think we're going to go offensive line. But, it can go either way, Ronbo. It's the best player available. We always go back and forth with this, but we usually end up getting the opposite of what we all kind of assume. Yeah. So we're gonna go D line, I think, or offensive lineman, to cover each of those ends.
Yeah. And they got a philosophy, I think, in that office. I think they think that the game is won in the trenches. Remember, we got Michael Lynch. We took a break from the defensive line, and we went right back to it. So yeah, that's just what they do. But else we go.
And Debo, Debo. Lastly, I like the 25 M's. I say sign him, man. If we can get him for 25 and good. That 30, 32, that's crazy. Everybody wants Debo to get paid, but they're not seeing his money. They're not going to get a dime out of that money. And once he gets hurt and he's not playing, I'm just saying hypothetically, then we don't get that production out of him. Then everybody's going to say that we should have never paid him that damn contract. So, at the end of the day, he's got to meet us at the middle. And, I ain't mad at him for wanting to get his money. I'm not mad at that. I just want it to be fair, because realistically, we can't have 6, 7, 8 guys getting paid at the top, at the top of their position in the NFL just because it sounds good or because it's like a badge of courage or honor or something like that to be the highest paid player at your position. You know what I mean? It's like, this is football. Nobody gives a shit about any of that. You guys get paid all the money you want, but if you don't win, if you're not doing anything during the season, if you're non-productive, if you're if you're halfway doing what your check showed, then what does it really mean at the end of the day? So it's a selfish thing, and it's a really it's really just one dimensional. You're not thinking about the whole thing, and the guys that you want to be able to retain. Debo wants to have linemen there. He wants to be able to have everything else on the position wise covered on the team, so that we can be successful. So it's like, man, come on, you got to leave some money to spread around. We already got Trent. We paid him. We paid all these guys a lot of money, man. George Kittle. The list goes on. Ronbo.
I know.
So,
I do know. All right.
Just give him that 25 mil, though. That 25 mil sounds good.
And I have a feeling that's what he asked for, too. So we'll see what happens.
Okay,
all right,
fam.
I'm going to see you Tuesday. All right. Shout out to the squad.
All right.
Night, Ellis.
Yeah, appreciate it, fam. Appreciate it, fam. Make sure I hit the like and subscribe. Shout out to the United Faithful. Rudy hasn't gotten any oxygen, y'all, in about probably the last month or two since he's in that underground bunker, man. So let's pray for him. Rudy, just come on out, man. You know what I mean? I know you got an elevator or something in there, man. I know you're a crafty guy. Let's go get you some real oxygen, man, because you suffocate down there, and you got marketing pro on here sounding just like you when he calls in here, man. Y'all suffering from some mad delusion, man. Get you some meds and you know what I'm saying? Go sleep for about a week or something. Anyway, I'm out of here, man.
Right. We'll see you Tuesday. Right, fam. Yeah, yo, Bethel.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
Bethel, we're approaching the draft, and now it's all about what are we going to do. We're not in the first round this year, so are we gonna behave in the same way we always do every year in the first round? Are we going to do something different with 61? Are we going to trade it down to get more picks? Which might, it's like what Tony was saying. You pick up another couple of third rounders or something, or do you try to trade up? What are you going to do, Bethel? You going to take the best player available, or at 61, are you going to do something with it? What's the story on that? And tonight, Debo has become the topic of the conversation as usual, giving Jimmy a break for a day, somewhat. And
it's because like me, I got Facebook and I got Instagram. I'm the only one that could do anything on both platforms. And if I put anything out there that's out there, and people hey, why are you putting that kind of stuff on your media? It's because it's gonna be my fault for putting something like that. If he's getting heat for what he's putting, that's on him. And and it says a lot about you. I don't mind people getting paid, because if you remember, there's a player that was a gadget player. He was a running back, he was a wide receiver, and he was a blocker. When people he would do all this. He wanted big money. Le'Veon Bell. What happened to him? Where is he now?
I know.
He's nowhere to be found. And he was like Debo. He was like Debo, because he will be like a wide receiver. He'll run routes. He'll catch the ball and he'll run for a touchdown, or he'll do yaks, and he'll do all this. And they didn't want to pay him because it was too much money that he wanted to get paid. And he ended up going to the Jets.
Kansas
going
City.
To other teams.
Where else is he? Jets and Kansas City. Where else? I think he's with another team too. But yeah.
He went to the Baltimore Ravens. Actually.
Was he with Baltimore too? Can't even keep up with him anymore.
Yeah, so that's why it's I go, if you want to do something, there's two things you could do. Either you could get some first round picks for him, and that's gonna be a win for us. Why? Because he was a second round pick. Or you could give him his money and say Ayuk balls out and Ayuk does all this. Now he wants big money. Now, if you want something for Ayuk, you're gonna have to get some first round picks, because if you get anything less, then you're losing. Why? Because we went up to get picks for Ayuk. But if you don't do that and say you get some first round picks for Debo, and then next year Ayuk balls out, and if you want to pay him his money, you could pay him his money, because we're gonna have enough money to pay him for what he's doing. So there's a lot of things you could do. It depends on them on how they want to handle it.
Yeah, but it's Debo's. He was definitely responsible for most of the success for 49ers. Even in the 2019 year, Super Bowl year, Debo was the guy. So so that's and why people try to. Brian, I understand what you're saying, but Debo is WR1, and that's why he's expecting WR1 payment. For now, and maybe Ayuk overtakes him at some point. I don't know, but now.
But you've seen the people that are getting their money is because they're not doing what Debo's doing right now. Debo's doing stuff that I remember I was hearing. I don't know if you heard what Frank Gore said when he was with his manager, and he walked out of the 49ers because they were giving him a little bit of money. But, our coach came back and said, hey, work out a deal and we'll get it done, just meet us in the middle. And they got something done. And when he was in practice, that the coach told him, hey, like, what are you doing? Hey, we know we're going to you're going to get taken care of. Why were you doing that stuff? And he goes, I know, and I think he was saying because of his agent, he was doing that.
Yeah, you know what? A lot of people forget the agents are running antics. that the players don't even know. Although you figure the players should say, look, don't I don't want you to go that far. You know, you got to every now and then. And the agents can say, listen, trust me, you pay me to do a job. Let me do my job. It becomes a very strange situation. I have heard of players firing their agent, though, because negotiations were sucking. So, you know, I don't know. Debo's got a famous agent. He's an agent of some other couple of people, too. So they're going to have to trust him. So.
Yeah, it's just.
But, you know, 49ers are always going to keep the players they want to keep. You know, it's just the way it goes. I don't care who's on the roster. If they want you, you'll stay. If they don't, yeah, you're leaving. You know, so blame this player for getting paid this much and this much. Hell, we got how many players we got getting paid? So just the one player, there is no such thing on the 49ers roster that's making a difference. 49ers going to keep who they want to keep. So what we're hearing is what I think most of the media is talking about anyway. So we're going to see what happens shortly. Fred got paid last year. Trent Williams got paid. You can't keep 20 guys at that salary, though, like the Dallas Cowboys, the Los Angeles Rams, and the Kansas City Chiefs. And Chiefs felt that pain here recently because they got rid of Tyreek Hill because they finally realized, hey, this math, they could add up, guys. So, yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of things that a lot of people should also know that a lot of these teams like the Rams and all these teams that were all the way up there with the cap up, a lot of them lost a lot of good players. That's why the cap went down for them because they don't have those players anymore.
Not a lot of good players, but the guys who are on the fringe that they could do without. And then you had a retirement from that off the left tackle. You know, so they did have a few keys. And Odell Beckham Jr., I don't even know if they're going to – did they re-sign him? Rams, did you sign OBJ?
No,
I think
no,
you did.
They haven't re-signed him yet.
Yeah, so.
No.
But teams always –
they're probably waiting for how his knee's going to – how his knee might hold up.
I know, right? He's just signing him with an ACL injury. That's why they haven't paid him. Anyway.
Yeah.
Bethel, we got to go, though, Bethel. I'll be looking for you on Tuesday night, okay?
All right. You know, it just, you know, everybody just, you know, calm down because, you know, we always panic about all this stuff. And what happens, the Niners always, you know, come out with these, oh, shit, look what they did, or oh, look at what they're doing. And it always works out. So, you know, just how they say, what's that saying? Trust the process. If you don't trust the process,
you're going to make yourself crazy.
All right, Rumble. Yeah. All right, Rumble. Good night, Rumble.
Night, Bethel.
And hit the like for Rumble.
Thanks, Bethel.
Right.
And, hey, Raul.
What's up, Ronbo?
Raul, man, it's draft time, and it's also, you know, here's the thing, because this is new territory for us. Ever since Shanahan and Lynch have been here. Actually, I'm trying to remember the last time we haven't had a first-round pick. This goes back a long time. So now you got number 61. Do you get blasé about it? Do you go ahead and get the best player available coming down there no matter what position he plays? Or do you, like, get the best player available that is for something we need? Or, you know, what are you going to do with that?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Trade it down or up, whatever. You know, I don't know. And if you're going to weigh in on the Debo situation, people have turned against Debo for the most part. Because he's asking to get paid. They come up with reasons why.
Yeah, Ronbo. I told you this last season before the season started. I told you last off season. I was like, man, I'm worried because Mike McGlinchey's contract coming up, Debo Samuel, then Brandon Ayuk. I was like, and everybody kept saying, don't worry, the cap gonna go up, the cap gonna go up. I was like, no, we paying everybody like number ones.
Well,
we can't have 7 number one, the highest paid.
It was,
you know,
the money would have kept going up, though, Raul. COVID screwed everything up, and all of a sudden the NFL got into a deficit and had to stand. Whoa! Hey, the cap's coming back down, y'all, so you better make plans. What? Oh, you got to be kidding.
I don't care. As long as they can keep as long as they can keep Debo and Nick Bosa, I'm fine with that. And I've been saying we should extend Bosa for a long-term contract, because after 4 or 5 years, that contract starts to look good for the 49ers, just like the Patrick Mahomes deal. At first, when he first signed it, everybody thought they were crazy. Now, if you think about it, it ain't gonna be looking bad in a couple years. That contract is gonna look real good.
Yeah,
It's
but
gonna benefit them, you know.
They lost Tyreek Hill though, and that helped
No, I
them run
know,
out of
but
money.
I'm saying later on, the Patrick Mahomes contract is not gonna be looking like it's worth that much.
How many years did
That's
they
what we're
sign him
saying.
for?
Like
How many years has he got?
10 years. He got 10 years.
Oh,
If
yeah,
I
okay,
was the Niners, I'm giving the.
In 2 or 3
I'm giving the
years.
49. I'm giving Nick Bosa. I'm giving Nick Bosa a 8-year contract.
Yeah,
That's me.
I can't believe they'd agree to that,
Pay
because
that
that means
man.
now when everything goes up, you can't get nothing else. You already signed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure towards the end of that contract, he could probably like say threaten to hold out. But now he got $500 million. I mean, $500 million. I'm pretty sure he ain't crying. You know, he'll be all right.
Yeah,
I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he'll be going
But
to poor food stamps or anything. But
I just hope we keep Debo and Nick Bosa. If we do that, I don't care. I mean, I've been saying it for a while though. I don't know how we're gonna keep paying these everybody like top paid. I know somebody eventually is gonna break our heart and bounce. You know what I mean? It's just it's the name of the game. You can't pay everybody. And I feel like if we do extend Debo, we're not keeping Ayuk. I really feel like that, and I feel like maybe the 49ers want to see what it's like with Trey. You know what I mean? But because I feel like if you pay Debo, then you got to pay Nick Bosa. There's no way you're gonna pay them two and Ayuk. So it's either, to me in my eyes, it's Debo or Ayuk, and that's what you're choosing this year. And that's kind of crazy because you haven't seen either of them with Trey really. So,
well, you know what ends up happening
I don't know.
if they draft a wide receiver, right? And he comes in, does a great job. Now somebody is expendable in that wide, because you need 2 top wide receivers and a 3rd complementary receiver, right? So now, what if they do draft this kid this year, a wide receiver? He comes in and he's just blazing, and he's just doing a great job.
My thing is they're probably gonna try to. They probably thought they were going to be able to keep Debo and Ayuk because they were like, oh, see, and that's what I don't get. Why do they take forever? Because they could have signed them before, as soon as the playoffs were finished, as soon as we were out, and they extended them. And they wouldn't have been bad. We would have actually came up. Yeah, it would have looked great. But, damn. And you know what? I feel like the 49ers were thinking that. But since Jimmy's still on the team, yeah, I really do feel like that's what stopped them from giving them a good offer, that like holding on so long for the contract talks. At least that's what I believe. Because if he was gone or traded, I believe we would have had that money, and that would have been priority number 1. At least that's what I'm hoping. But damn, man, I don't know.
Yeah, they've said they've got things budgeted out, but you're gonna have to. You still got a lot of big contracts on that roster anyway, so. Jimmy's contract is like he's at the cheapest quarterback in the league pretty much right now, as far as ones that win, right? So, it's the 49ers, you have to figure, if they say they got it all figured out as far as the money goes and they got to budget it, people always go to the player they don't like the most and say his salary is the one getting in the way, when really the 49ers have already mathematically did. 49ers couldn't keep Jimmy. He'd be gone. They're not that dumb.
Yeah.
They just get rid of him. So whatever they're going to do, the 49ers have boundary. Raul, we come in and say,
they got their
I
own
need $50 million.
Yeah.
Well, you're not getting $50 million.
There's no way. Yeah, you ain't getting
it goes against your principle.
I get you.
Yeah.
I get that.
They're going to keep who they want to keep.
All right, Debo. Man, you guys have a good one.
All right, Raul.
Take care.
You too, man. Good to hear from you.
I think Debo's gonna. I think they'll get it done. I think they'll get it done.
It's probably soon.
Take time.
But we got to go through this for so.
All right, you guys.
All right, man. Have a great night.
Bye.
Good to hear from you.
You too.
Hey, Tony.
Ronbo, good evening. How are you?
Tony, doing fabulous. I mean, watching the chat, other than the people that talk like they've lost their mind, some of you guys are entertaining, man. I mean, the Rams fans sort of fuel the comedy. Ready to go is in Marketing Pro. Then you got that Niners stink guy from the Hawks. They say things and they get attacked like you see them ants out in the woods and those documentaries on National Geographic with them ants tearing something up. I said, why would you say things? You like that?
Yeah.
Anyway, it's pure.
Ready to go, but if you've been watching the comments, I've been mixing up with him all night.
I see that.
Yeah, he's a dweeb. I don't pay him no mind, and nobody's thinking about the Rams. Nobody.
See, well, that's why they have to talk, because nobody's giving them any love. Yeah, hey guys, we need to understand, and this is players. I mean, people supporting all teams. The Rams are crying for acknowledgement. They just won the Super Bowl. They've not done that in L.A. ever in a football uniform. The Dodgers and the Lakers have carried Los Angeles, and the Rams have been that other team that upped and moved out and came back. So now they get the championship. Oh!
sounds like the Raiders does in a lot of homes. Hey, Ronbo, one of your people in the chat, one of your Niner fans, had wrote a comment when I first came in after your draft live stream.
Yeah.
He was, I don't know who he was talking to, if he was ready to go or some other Rams fan. He said, "You don't know who Jockey Slater is?" So I typed in who he was and all that.
Yeah, Jackie's
That
a
was
good
funny.
big dude, good ball player. I didn't Slater, but you can't be 20 years old to know who Slater was or how good he was. So
Why not do your homework? I didn't know who Otto Graham was, but I did my homework.
No, there's a lot of youngsters that don't look back in history. It's just like the same people that always talk about how Tom Brady is this and Tom Brady is that. It says, you guys, even Joe said he's not going to say he's better than Sammy Ball. You guys need to understand, what you've seen, yes, Tom is the greatest of all time. But what Tom does is not equal to what's already been done. Tom's doing what he does in his generation of ball, which is a little better for a quarterback. It's a little safer. It's not to say Tom's a bad quarterback. It's just the way it is.
Right. Right. I always like to, and Tom's a great player. I'm not going to say he's not a great player.
He is.
But
He's good.
like a lot of these players, like teams. Some teams play great, but some teams are great teams. You see what I'm saying?
Yep. Good one.
But you can't. These millennials, you can't tell them nothing, Ronbo. They got to learn the hard way.
And that's why when you look at the 49ers as a unit are solid. People think pulling this guy out. See, Debo, even Jimmy, they were winning. You can't just dismiss that because you didn't like it because they got all the way to the Super Bowl and didn't win it. They got all the way to the CCG championship game and didn't win it, and decide, well, we get rid of this guy and this guy, this should make a difference. This is about as foolish of a thought process as I've ever heard. The team still has to function as one, and that's always going to be the case. We don't have a team where one player carries the whole unit, and a lot of people don't understand that. But,
Hey, Rob, I wanted to ask you a question. I was watching the chat tonight, and just give me your honest opinion. I'm not trying to upset Niner fans. But with Debo and the contract and all this, do you think there's a chance they might trade him on draft night to get a first-round pick or multiple picks?
Honestly, if indeed,
because of the contract?
There's only 2 weeks left. If nothing's worked out between now and then, for those of us who are concerned, we will be worried. Because the thing is, somebody's going to make that call. Jimmy could go on draft night. Debo could go on draft night. George Kittle could go on draft night. The 49ers are in a position right now where the uncertainty could be there. I don't know that it matches the fan base, but there's some moves they might want to make thinking that it's the right move to make. Hell, keeping certain players for the time they have and not paying another. And also, I don't know what's expected next year. I see a slowdown coming.
You said this Friday night, Ronbo. I'm going to call this team out. You said this team, the New York Jets. They got money and they got draft capital. And they got picks. So I'm not saying it's going to happen.
No, it's a huge possibility. And they'll overpay.
Y'all can get one this year, one for next year. You know what I mean?
They wanted Tyreek Hill, and they would have paid. Well, I don't know if they would have paid as much as Kansas City, or not Kansas City, but as the Dolphins did. But they were shopping for a wide receiver that makes a difference. Debo can make a difference.
Yeah, and this is a business related business, and there's a lot of wide receivers that are first round talents going to go in the second and third round because of the space. Only 32 spots in the first round.
Oh, and there's other needs that take priority over the wide receiver spot. The sexy picks don't go first; they rarely do.
Exactly, and I'm like you guys. I'm so hyped on Christian Watson, but I know we're not going to get him, even though we have the 8th or 9th pick in the second round. Yeah. He's going to be gone by pick at 43. I already know it. He's going to be gone before that.
Who's going to pick him up, though? Because I got a feeling, I looked at some mock drafts, the Packers, nobody seems to think the Packers are going to pick him up. They look at other people besides Watson.
I see two teams in the first round, the Packers and them damn Chiefs.
Yeah, they're going to look, but they're going to look for, he would be ideal. Because you lost the speed. Now you got the speed. Yep. The size is there. Easier target for Mahomes to find. Yeah.
And then I would be mad. Them damn Detroit Lions have the last pick in the first round.
Hey, how many picks have Lions got in the first round?
2, I think. If they got 3, I don't know about it.
They do have 2 though.
Second and the last pick in the 32nd in the first round.
They could redo their whole roster this year with the first, second, and third round. I don't know how many second round picks they got, but there's 3 blue chip players they can get for the first 2 rounds. I don't know about the third round.
They should have the second pick in the second round, which is 34. So they got the 32nd and the 34th or 35th pick. So they might be doing some wheeling and dealing. That's like 3 picks away from that last pick in the first round. They might be making some deals with somebody. Maybe you guys might be calling them.
It could be. The 49ers. Debo, the thing is, Tony, you look at the Browns, and the Browns have now finally, after having 10 years worth of first-round picks, I don't know why they're losing, but now they put, Deshaun Watson.
You said the Browns. You just said the Browns 10 years of first round pick. I started laughing because I think the Browns are in Detroit. Detroit, same thing.
That's what I'm saying. The same thing. They're gonna have first round picks, and Don Bird's gonna be still talking trash, and they'll be picking up first round picks next year as well, early in the draft.
Year after that.
Yeah, because no high flying, really decent free agents coming to Detroit. Nobody wants to play with that team. So you gotta wait till your kids grow up out of the draft, and that's a 4-year process minimum.
Well, I want them to lose because I want the paper bags to come out. They almost did last year, but hopefully they will this year. It'll be great for football. I want to see that again.
I know. But they were barely losing, though, Tony. They were losing. They lost some games they shouldn't have lost. So, we'll see.
Ronbo, there's a lot of football players, Ronbo, in that 3rd, 4th, 5th round. It's going to be a lot of good football players that a lot of people aren't aware, that you and I are aware, but they're not.
Well, there's no first-round quarterback thing going on. So that's why this is going to be one of the most unusual drafts of a long time. So, all right, Tony.
Sir.
As usual, great stuff. I'll be back Tuesday looking for you.
Yes, sir. We less than 3 weeks to draft time. We're getting close.
Indeed, 18 days. All right.
Stay tuned for any updates and any moves. Because I've got a funny feeling some moves are going to be made.
Oh, you know it. Because they only got a little while to go before they can make this draft. They got to do whatever they're going to do now. But you can bet one thing, Tony. Nobody's going to go trading up no 4 and 5, 6 handful of picks for the first round to get a quarterback. No. We've seen that every year. No. Not this year.
Yes, sir. And thanks and a shout out to you. You're the best in the business. Your production team, first class, and you got the best show in the business. And I'll talk to you Tuesday.
Appreciate you, Tony. Thanks a lot. All right. See you Tuesday. And with that said, it's time for us to, fam, hit that like before we go. Please subscribe. Ready to go. You and Marketing Pro, I suspect you guys have already subscribed. Am I right on that? You guys can't just come in here and have a good time and don't subscribe, all right? Because I know you're having a good time, or else you wouldn't be in here taking that abuse. You guys are sadistic, but it's comical. Hey, get them Raider fans there. Oh, no, what am I asking for? if they win any ball games because of Devontae and Derek, fam, brace yourself. We're going to have trouble. They won't shut up. They just, you know how you act, those of us who've been there, done that? They've never been there. Well, they have, but not the ones that come in here. They're too young, so they don't know what the Raiders used to be like. So they come in and, hey, look at us. We're winning Niners. What are you guys doing? We're ignoring you is what we're doing. I'll see ya. I'll see you Tuesday. Won't be able to make Monday Night Raw, but I'll be back Tuesday night for SmackDown. Let's go.